Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show on this beautiful Thursday morning. Oh, my goodness gracious me, we're almost done with the week. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women and children of all ages, how do I sound today? What do I sound like? I figured something out late last night, so right now is the first time I'm testing it. For those of you who've been following me for any period of time, you may already be well aware that I recently was gifted a USB microphone from my fan, the one and only Unclean Hands. All right. But I've been trying to figure out a way to integrate that microphone into my regular, sound routine. Well, I figured it out yesterday. So now I got two microphones going. And I know that like when I get back to playing guitar and recording myself playing my guitar, especially my acoustic guitar, having two mics going is going to be fantastic. But how does it sound for me just talking? I don't know. But just so you guys could hear a little bit, like I got the one that I always use every day over here, and then I got this one that Unclean Hands gave me over here. So I figure between the two, is it too much or not enough, or is one louder than the other, or because it's hard because when I'm doing it live, right, when like I have to record it and then go back and listen to the recording and see how it sounds because I don't have in StreamYard they don't have like an audio thing that gives me specific levels for for the decibels of each individual uh, microphone. And what am I getting comments in here? It sounds overly distant. Um, how does this sound? Does this sound better or worse, or funkier or monkier? um, let's see. How does this sound? Okay, so let me talk like this just for a second, and let you guys get a good listen and tell me if you think this is better or worse than what I just was doing, and then I'll do the opposite. And then you tell me how that sounds. Um, okay, so this sounds good, and this sounds bad. So this is too much. How about like this here? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better like that? Does that work? Um, it's part good. It's worse. Uh, I don't know. This is my first time trying it, so I'm experimenting. Um, the opposite. Okay, so let me try right about like that, maybe. See if that works. Well, anyway, I'll leave it at the setting I currently have it at for a couple minutes and see how that sounds and see how that goes, and then we'll work our way around from there. Because I didn't even start saying hello yet. We got to do my morning hello. Ladies and gentlemen, first this morning was David Perillo Jr. That's right, David's going to get himself a happy dance. Right off the bat, all right. Because he said lamb's rule, I said the lamb lies down on Broadway. Danny, what's up? Good to see you as always. Greg Jonick in the house. What's up, Greg? Let's see. Little Chihuahua, big world. All right, good to see you. Great to have you here once again. Scott Emo in the house. Hello, Scott. How you doing? All right. Colrex in the house. Hey, all, what's up? Danny, Little Chihuahua, Colrec. Oh, Melissa's here again. What's up, Melissa? Good to see you. Great to have you here as always. Greg Jonick, Little Chihuahua, Vestige of Peace in the house. What's up, Vestige? Oh, yes, big hugs. Always start our day with big hugs. I love it. I love it. I love it. Greatest thing ever. Highway Star. Good morning, Hez and the family. Big hugs to the ladies and especially to my little Chihuahua. All right. Let's see what else we got. Highway Star, Vestige of Peace. Edie Marie's in the house. What's up, Edie? Great to see you. That's right. Hello to all you beautiful people. And yes, indeed, I do have one of the. I got the best audience in the world. They're not only awesome but beautiful as well. I love you guys so much. Um, let's see. Colrack, Highway Star. Dad farted. Yeah, please tap that like button. Good morning, y'all. That's right. Speaking of which, let me put my I forgot to turn this on. Um, oh, and did I add? Wait a minute. There was something. Uh, oh yeah, I didn't. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick because there's an announcement, kind of, sort of announcement I need to make. Um, what is it? Dag nabbit. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Oh yeah. Here we go. I just got to fix this real quick. Just something I got to do really, really quick. Just something I got to do really, really quick. We got to get this thing started really, really quick. Ain't fooling around. Ain't fooling around. Ain't fooling around. No, no, no. I say, yeah. Yeah. I said, yeah. Yeah, my gnome's getting jealous of my shirt. Yeah. Let's see. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. All right. Now we're ready to go, go, go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I got confirmed for my Saturday night snafu show. We had all of August done except for August 12th. I got confirmed last night. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest on August 12th on the Saturday night snafu is going to be Dick Bag Patrol. Yes, yes, yes. Amazing. Um, here we go. All right. So where was I? All right, let's see. We got oh, come on, let's see. Oh, like I said, technical difficulties. All right, Highway Star. We already said hi. Vestige P, Stanny, Highway Star, Scott Ammo, Gref Jonick, Melissa. Who else is here? Who else is here today? Who else is here? Who else is here? Hooray! Who else is here? For me to say hello to again. Oh, that's where I left off with Dad farted in the like button. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Did Danny just gifted 5 Frauditor Follies memberships? Let's give a happy dance for Danny, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you so much. Breaker 19. There's a rubber duck. You got a copy on me, Pigpen? See, now that's when I can actually use the other microphone and be like, Breaker 19. We have a rubber duck. Can you get me on the Pigpen? Yeah. Rubber naked. What's up? All right. Ian Smith, what's up? Good to see ya. Good morning, all. Good morning to you, too. All right. Frauditor Wrangler, good morning, everyone. Yes, great. Good morning to you as well, sir. Always good to have you here. Let's see. Greg Jonick, Vestige of Peace, Frauditor Wrangler, Highway Star, Ian Smith, Greg Jonick. That Friday. Big hugs back to everybody. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. We love starting our mornings with hugs. Carl's Order of the Squirrel said, about time. He ain't fooling around. That's a fact. Oh, Roseanne Massman. Hey, I'm actually here. F. All right. I'm actually here. All right, let's see. We got Colrack, Craig Jonick, Little Chihuahua, Big World, Butter Wrangler, Roseanne Massman. $2 from Peter K. Good morning, all you fine YouTube critters. That's right. And so here's your big Texas happy dance. All right. Remember the animal. We ain't fooling around. Archangel, what's up? Grandpa's, what's up? What's Archangel saying? Hey, Little Chihuahua, Big World. Grandpa says, good morning, has in chat. All right. Thumbs up. Peace from California. All right. Sunglasses State. Hey, man, I'm in Florida. It's supposed to be like 110 today. I'm not looking forward to that. All right, let's see. What else we got? Archangel, Roseanne, Dave Perillo Jr., Denver Metro Audits. Oh, yes. How is everyone enjoying the intro on my live streams? Yeah, you tell him what you think of his live streams, and I'll tell you what I think of mine. I'm still trying to sort out my audio. That's what. Better, worse, I haven't decided yet. All right, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this later and see what works and what doesn't. Tanny, the super necessary BS detector. I'm here because I have nowhere else to be at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's right. Hey, well, you're more than welcome to hang out. That's for dang sure. This is a great place to be if there's nowhere else to go. Let's see. So wait a minute. Even if there was somewhere else to go, it would still be nice if you chose to be here. My producer Salacious is here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I love you guys. I love our mornings together. Nothing but fun in the, well, I guess in the electric light, not in the sun. Yeah, I'm all shook up. All right, let's see. Rosanna, Diane, Danny, Donna, Donor, Ray, there she is. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Ray. Great to have you here as always. Let's see. Vestige of Peace, Calls Order the Squirrel, Rosanna Massman, Welsh News Network. What's up, Welsh? Good to see ya. Let's see. Is PB not? Oh, P Barnes? No, P Barnes the second? What in the world's going on? I'm sure. I haven't heard anything from him. I'm sure everything's fine. Jam and Jet, what's up? Apparently, we're not going to see Peck for a minute. He DM'd me yesterday, and unfortunately, I didn't get the DM until after the show because he wanted to come on and let you guys know that he isn't going to have internet access for a while, and so that he just isn't going to be in the chat for a minute. But it's not because he left us or he abandoned or anything or he doesn't care. Watch, he's probably in here, and I just didn't get to his name yet. Jam and Jet, what's up? Good to see ya. Hey, Fraud Wrangler's my brother. That's right. Let's see, Ray, Fraud Wrangler. Um, good morning, bro. Straight digging the Elvis shirt. Hell yeah. We ain't fooling around between the Elvis shirt and the Elvis gnome. I got it going on. All right. A lot of people don't realize when you see like especially like this is just a white suit, but like these kind of outfits that Elvis used to wear, like the real crazy stuff, a lot of people don't realize like he wore that stuff because his wife handmade his outfits for him. So it wasn't just, oh, I'm Elvis, I'm going to wear this big, flashy, crazy outfit. It was like he was doing it to honor his wife. She went through all that trouble to hand make his outfits. He's going to damn wear him on stage for her, you know? So that's a whole nother aspect of that. But anyway, um, Ray, did I say hi? What's up? Good to see ya. Um, let's see, Vestige Peace. Luna Knights in the house. What's up, Danny and Ray? And what's up to Luna Knights? How you doing? Good to see ya. As always, great to have you here, my dear. Scott Ammo, Dead Farted, Jam and Jet, Salacious, Edie Marie, Peter K. All right. Great. Oh, it's Bob from the Graham and Bob Show. All right. It's always good to have a couple Bobs in the house. They get to bobbulating and bobifying. Oh my goodness, $20 from Danny. Wake up Voodoo with the tase and give this to someone who needs an entry. That's not David. Oh no. Whoa, look out. All right, shh, guys, come on. That kid, he's got problems, man. I'm telling you. I don't know what's wrong with him. He'll never learn. He'll never learn. That voodoo doll will never learn. He'll never learn. He won't get it. He's a frauditor, man. Frauditors don't learn, and he's no different than the rest. 10 pounds from Welsh News Network. Chili copyright struck me 3 times last night. What a surprise! A douche canoe paddling his way into infamy. Here's Welsh Network. Where is the Welsh News Network happy dance? All right, thank you very much. Yes. In the meantime, we got to say hello to Elizabeth McNeil. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good to see ya. Let's see, Jam and Jet, Salacious, Luna Nights, Grandma Bob Show, Edie Marie, Accurate Outrage. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, everyone. Yes, and that's all of us. That's everybody. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Katie said, "What's up? Good morning." All right, the Graham and Bob Show. Salacious, Archangel. Oh yeah. Good morning, Katie said. That's right. Um, let's see who else is in the house today. Hip 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 hip. There he is, P Barnes the second. All right, I knew he was all right. We were asking about you earlier. They're like, how come P Barnes ain't here? Oh, Tanny, it's going to be 95 by you. Well, I'm working on 110. Either way, it sucks, don't it? Man, it's weird. It's weird. Like, I don't know what to do, man, because this is I don't I've never had any intention for this to be my permanent location. But like growing up in the Midwest and now being down here where it's always hot, I hate that it's always hot. I miss the snow. I miss the nice cool breeze once in a while. But I can breathe. I don't have sinus problems down here like I had up north. I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, I thought Hesm was off today. Really? Why? Is there something special? I didn't know. I'd like to take a day off once in a while. That'd be fun. I took off the last time I took a day off was just 2 weeks ago on Monday for Memorial Day. It was a long weekend for me, Saturday and Sunday and Monday. Holy poop hammer! But no, I wasn't playing hooky to Cody. I'm here. I've been here, and now I'm going to give you a happy dance just because why not? All right, thank you. Sometimes YouTube gets funky about giving the update. Let you know what's going on. Elizabeth McNeil, Nicody, Billy Yank, what's up, Billy? Something early morning. Yes. Florida Jim, what's up? Howdy, folks. He knows what I'm talking about with that heat going from Chicago area to here. Ooh, wee. Bad news, bad news. Hotter than somebody from down south. Give me something that's hotter than. Kimmy Wangler, what? Kimmy Wangler. Wrangler, what's up? Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. All right, just Jenny and Kitty said, hit the like button. That's what I'm talking about. P Barnes, Florida Jim. Oh, just Jenny, what's up? Voodoo, 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 voodoo. Yes, I love it. Cody, Greg Jonick, Ray Ray. Let's see, who did I miss? Who did I miss? It looks like I'm caught up. Krim Crawford. Hey Ray Ray, good morning. Just Jenny, P Barnes. Jason D, what's up? He's a frauditor. That's his problem. Yep. Jordan Colt, good morning. Vestige of Peace. All right, good morning. All right, love it. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Let's see, Jason D. Chili needs a wake up tase. Yeah, that's how they should start waking up Chili every morning. Somebody just walk into his car, bzzz, zap him awake. Snafu the Great, what's up? Good morning, everyone. I'm coming for you live from CSL Plasma. All right. That does not sound like fun. But anyway, we love you and we hope you're well. I don't know. Some people donate plasma intentionally, and some people are at a plasma clinic to receive. Anyway, happy. Hey, I'll give you a happy dance. There you go. All right. That way, it's appropriate no matter what the situation is. Chili needs more tasing. Yes, he does. And Anna, morning. What's up, Anna? Good to see you. As always, Ray Ray, just Jenny, Carl's Order of the Squirrels, Jordan Cold. You're in Florida. Yes, at the moment I am in Florida. I've been broadcasting from here for a while now. But eventually I'm going to make my way back up north, and we'll see what happens from there. But right now, yes, I am in the hot state of heat, and this raining season is great. I've never seen more dust and sand. I can't imagine a rainy season that got no rain. Good morning, Hez and the Rash Crew from Holding My Groin. All right. Ray Ray, Sid Crawford, Credit Gang, Kimmy Wrangler, Tim Crawford, Passenger Pierce, Jason Day, Tony the Super is at the BS detector. What else do we got over here? Let's see. Accurate outrage. Okay, no. Get away from me. Can you bother me? All right. Am I caught up or what? What's up? Elizabeth McNeil. Morning, coach. All right. David Pillow. German Shepherds are great. Yes, they are. And, $5 from Highway Star. Hey, Voodoo. How you feeling, little buddy, huh? Did you enjoy your day off? Good, because it's Tay's time again. Oh, no, already? Here we go.
Oh man, I'm still just getting over the first one. But oh, it's you, Mr. Deep Purple Guy. Listen, pal, I know the truth. I've exposed you for the Osmonds fan that you really are. Now you go listen to your John Tesh records and your who else you listening to? William Shatner records. Come on, man. You ain't fooling nobody. Go listen to your David Hasselhoff records, man. That's what you're about. Ow! Oh no! There is no expectation of privacy in public. You lose friends.
All right. Love it. High energy. That's what I'm talking about. Dakota Archangel Salacious. Holy crap, a $50 bomb from Just Jenny. Did you hear Chili say his goal was to cause forced court interactions? And that's his one goal. See, that's why we need to be able to figure out a way to get his videos entered into evidence. That's what Think Bag Patrol's been working on, trying to send his videos at least to YouTube. That's something. But this is the problem. Like when you have, for example, the case he's in right now. Right? He gets stopped by this cop. Well, no. Somebody else gets stopped by a cop. He walks up on him and ends up getting arrested. That video is the evidence. So it makes sense, like logically, why the court would only be looking at the video of the incident in question. But they really need to see all of his videos to see that this is a pattern of behavior. And it's not just, it's a pattern of behavior and we can use the video as evidence. But it's him literally saying that. He literally says it out loud. This is what I do, and this is why I do it. He's a douche canoe beyond douche canoes. Just Jenny, for $49.99, you're going to get yourself a quad happy dance. Here we go. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you the big one. Check this out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the song that this sample is from, and I'm going to play the longer version of it. And I'm going to dance to the, I don't know if the whole thing, but we'll try. Let's see if I can pull it off just for you to celebrate your $49.99. Absolutely amazing, wonderful, beautiful, fantastic contribution to the channel. I can't believe your generosity. I love it. I love you. Here we go. Let's try and get it done. Ah, crap. Oh, here we go. All right, Jack Nabbit, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to download that song. And I'm going to add it to my sound bank. Because this offering is ridiculous, insane, and it doesn't help anybody. So I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. All right. Ole. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very, very, very much. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Garth Nader's in the house. What's up, Garth? Morning, Hezen family. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning to you too, sir. Let's see what else. Oh, Ricky Monday's headed to your house to kill you. All right. I hope you see. That's why we need guns to be legal. Hey, Coach Kruger knows what I'm talking about. WC Fields. That's right. You get points for that one. Let's see. Oh, thank goodness he didn't say Kenny G. Oh, next time. Ricky filed a 94th privacy complaint against me last night. Man, these guys are the Voodoo Doll should be the last boss in a video game. I was thinking about, because I don't really know how to make a video game. I don't know anything about programming, but I know that I could make my own through Roblox. But I don't know if any of you guys would play Roblox. So it would be a very, very niche market to make a Roblox anti-frauditor video game. But I have thought about doing it just for fun. And that's exactly it. Like, he'd be in it, and him being the final boss would be brilliant. Let's see. Jam and Jack gifted 5 memberships. All right. Let's do a happy dance for Jam and Jack. All right. Thank you. That's awesome. I love you guys so much. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best fans in the world. I'll say it again. Gamer88, what's up? Let's see. Edie Marie, Garth Nader. I kiss in the house. P. Barnes, they inject bone cement to repair vertebrae, and I can't bend forward for 2 weeks, but the pain should be gone when I wake up. I had T7 repaired 9 weeks ago. Unbelievable. Ouch! Oh, my goodness gracious me. That's horrible. Back problems are the worst, I kiss. Seriously, man. All our thoughts and prayers for you. We all love you. And yeah, I'm going to throw in an extra happy dance for you just for the good vibes. Here we go. All right, there you go. That's for you, babe. Let's see. Garth Nader, Coach Kruger, Nicody, Danny, Salacious, I guess. The buffering is ridiculous, insane, and it doesn't help anybody. This buffering is ridiculous, insane, and it doesn't help anybody, as you just unintentionally described the Frauditors. Yes. Oh, man. Glenn really wants to help you get your soundboard all fancy. I'm working on it. Bano, what's up? Voodoo has been a bad boy. Karma wants a redress. Tase that idiot. Oh, he's going to get it. Believe me, he's got one coming, a big one. Tell Voodoo to shut his Michael Bolton listening ass up. Oh, Mr. Sparky. Oh, yeah, it's coming. It's coming real soon. In fact, it's coming right about now for 23-year-old, 24. Pays him now. That's right. Bano ain't fooling around. We're going to knock this boy out for a loop. Heck yeah, we're going to show this kid what's what. Check it out.
Oh, no. What the heck? What is that? Is that even money? Is that stuff? Like, what am I supposed to do with that, man? And what? Oh, Hess says I don't get a damn nickel. That all that money goes to my back child support. That stupid kid taking all my cash. Anyway, listen. Here's what you guys don't understand, man. Peter Tosh is... Well, wait a minute. Did I say Peter Tosh? No. That can't be right. He's awesome. Tosh.0. No, wait, he's funny too. Oh wait, how about Dagnabbit has give me somebody that sucks. Me? No! Oh, no, I get it. I suck. No, Has, no. and especially Black Heart Night. Ouch! What the hell was that? Ow! Ow! My spleen! What the hell's going on with my spleen? Ow! That ain't right, man. That ain't right. Holy crap!
That was crazy. Did you hear that? That gunfire came out of nowhere. It kicked me in my gunfire derriere. All right, now, just now, after all this time, because remember I told you today's the first day that I'm experimenting. Now that I now that I got the microphone that Unclean Hand sent me working, I'm testing it out. This is the first time I'm using it. I still have this hooked up as well, but I just changed one of the settings on the mic, and let me know if it sounds better, worse, or if you can't even tell the difference now. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, it looks like we got $2 more coming from Billy Yank as soon as this delay catches up, and then I can actually see it. While we're waiting, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, I would like to I'd like to mention that one of the there it is. All right. You misspelled dickbag in the scroller. Oh no. For $2, Billy Yank is addressing my misspelling. All right, let me fix that real quick. I just added his name like as we were on. Oh, I did. I put Dick Bag instead of Dick Bag. Sorry, Dick Bag. Thank you. Oh, wait, does that mean I have to give you a happy dance? I love the happy dance. Here we go. All right, thank you. Thank you so very, very much. Luna says it sounds good to her. All right, well, hey, if it sounds good, then that's what I'm talking about. I want it to sound good. I want it to sound right. I want it to be fun each and every night. Hanging out with you guys is what I like to do. Have fun every morning, making fun of idiots is how we roll. Oh, what? Yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to start by just mentioning something. I've been getting a little bit of stuff in the comments here and there, and just now I got something. Well, I mean, last night I got it, but somebody was like, usually it's the frauditors, of course, or the pro frauditors, always trying to come up with something to say, but they're like, "You're dancing and playing with dolls. What the heck am I watching? Romper Room or whatever?" And it's like, wait a minute. And maybe you got to be older like I am, but I know a lot of my fans are, to understand like what I'm doing is, and I don't know how many of you even realize this, but there is a method to my madness, and there is a certain amount of intent. Like intentionally, this is a morning show. And my whole life growing up, morning shows were either dudes talking, right? Puppets and kid stuff, kid shows, silly morning radio shows with the sound effects, right? Like it's sort of a combination of morning shows. This is the morning show. This is the Hezokuai Frauditor Follies YouTube channel morning show. And it's all about getting your day off with a laugh and starting your day with some fun and having a good time. That's the point. It's not to, because how are you guys going to get, hey, Grandpa Boogie, what's up? 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, rock. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock round the clock tonight. When the clock strikes one, we'll cool off and start rocking the clock again. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. We're going to rock until broad daylight. Yeah, man. Bill Helly in the comments ain't fooling around. Happy days. Instead of happy days, happy days. Ain't you people following along? All right. A Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Tasing all week to you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, man, I got the best fans in the world. And I've been able to prove it multiple times. But I think it's been a while since I've done it. So I'm going to do it once again, especially because I have some new fans and they got to learn. But first, we got $2 more from Peter K. Mr. Instead of Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, Mr. Hez's neighborhood. All right. Wrong button. I wasn't ready. Here we go. That was the one. Here's the real one. All right. Dagnabbit. All right. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much. Oh, my goodness gracious me. That's so wonderful to see. You guys make me happy. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a tasing. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you take a tasing? Hey, Richard AT, long time no see. All right, welcome. Welcome back. Good to see you. That $5 gets you. Oh, Anastasia Beaverhausen's here too. What's up? That $5 gets you an entry into an automatically entry into our monthly raffle and a happy dance. But I'm gonna do that and a tasing because why not? All right. Like I was saying, we were doing Mr. Rogers style. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a tasing. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you take my tasing?
No, I don't want to be tased by Mr. Rogers, man. That wouldn't be fun at all. I mean, ow, man. Yeah, don't tase me, Brown. Don't tase me, Brown. Hey, listen, Richard, AT, whatever, man. You didn't ask for a tasing, so why am I getting one? Huh? Because you deserve it. What? Ow! My spleen.
He keeps complaining about his spleen. Gee, I sure hope that's not Cass Graphics is here. What's up, Cass? Good to see you. Foreshadowing to something that's going to happen on Saturday with him and Blackheart Knight Part 2. Boy, I sure hope me referencing him saying ow about my spleen doesn't have anything to do with that. And I promise it's not foreshadowing on any level. And it's not part of the story. All right, here's the storyline because I don't know how the hell we're going to play it off. For those of you who saw this, you'll know on Saturday what's going on, and you can explain it to other people in the chat who don't. The idea is that after his last big tasing where he got hurt yesterday, he had to go to the hospital and get an operation. And he thought he had, because remember yesterday I said his appendix burst or the day before? And some people thought I was saying that the doll ripped. And like that was like my code for saying it. No, it's all part of the bit. So the idea behind the bit is that he went in for appendix surgery, but because of his criminal record, they actually inserted an inner taser in his spleen. And so what's going to happen on Saturday is Blackheart Knight has the button that controls that taser. So I don't even have to tase him. If Blackheart Knight in the chat says I press the button, then he's tased. But he's not. He doesn't know anything about it. It's a secret. So shh, don't tell him. He shows up in the chat. Shut up. Anyway, he better not be avoiding his child support. That's right. Well, no, every penny that he makes is going to child support. He's going to pay his bills whether he likes it or not. So anyway, yeah, the morning show's about having fun. There's plenty of time for shows. Like, I mean, the idea is you start your day off with a bang, and then you go out into the world like, hey, all right. And in your head, you're hearing pa 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 na na pa na na na, right? As opposed to, hello everyone. There's people in me. Make Joe bad fraud. Yep. Like, come on, man. We gotta, high energy, man. That's what it's about. Gotta scream and shout. Gotta get down with the clown, turn around. Everybody knows how it goes. All right. What did I do? What did I do? What happened? All right. I'm trying something here. I'm working on it. Working on it, ladies and gentlemen, working on it. Oh yeah, I know what I did. Oh, dag nabbit sauce. All right. I'm a cracker. You have to give me a second to catch up with my own stupid. I be done did screwed up. Um, let's see. All right. I have to fix something that I did wrong. Something I did wrong. I gotta fix it real quick. It'll just take a minute to do. Cause that's how I'm gonna do what I do to you. Um, you notice with this new microphone, if I bang on the table, it's really loud. Ow. I just banged on my phone by accident. I didn't want to do that. Ended up hurting my hand. Dag nabbit sauce. Jackass McGee's. So I wanna start with something. Um, have you guys noticed this, or do you guys know anything about this Robert Hillegas trial that's been going on? It's pretty bizarre, crazy stuff. Um, yeah, it's not. The dude obviously is starting to spout off all of his soft sit nonsense. A couple of people covered his trial. He had a hearing yesterday. They're trying to decide if he's a nut or a lunatic or a psychopath. They're not sure which one it is. No, that he wants to represent himself, right? So that now, oh wait, before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, I think I might have it fixed. Sweet Skador, what's up? I think I might have it fixed now. Permanently part of my soundboard, so I don't have to worry about buffering and all that when I try to play the video. So I'm going to turn it on and tell me if this works. All right, we're going to try it. Here we go. I think it works. I fixed it. Yeah. So now we don't have to just do that in little bits and snippets. So whenever I get a big one, like that last one for $50, I'll do the whole song. And I got it permanently attached to my soundboard so I don't have to worry about buffering. Unless my internet is, broadcasting me slow, then that's an issue. $4.99 from Just Jenny. This song always makes me so happy because it reminds me of good times. That's right. Good times anytime you need a payment. Good times anytime you need a friend. Good times. Not getting hassled, not getting hustled. Keeping our heads above water. Making a big happy dance. All right. Thank you. All right, looks like we got unclean hands in the house. We got Uncle Artie's Bar and Grill of Stupidity in the house. They'll use this to torture Chili in jail. That's right. Just put me dancing to that song on a loop 24 hours a day, and that's his deal. Judy Joe Hansen in the house. Judy, can I show the good folks your new painting? That's what I want to know. I love it. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying before I started talking about Roger Hillegas, is for those of you who don't realize that I have the greatest fans in the world and have physical evidence to prove it, all you gotta do is take a look at that painting on the wall that was hand painted by my fan Judy Johansson. And that t-shirt right there underneath it was a gift from Little Chihuahua Big World. Unclean, in case you couldn't tell, I'm using your microphone right now as well. I got dual mics going right now. I got both of them on. And I'm telling you, that's going to work out great for recording music. When I play my guitar, having two mics picking it up instead of one is going to be awesome sound. That shirt right there, that was a gift from my fan, Debo's Nation. Why are you pointing this out, Hez? I told you. I got the best fans in the world, and I have physical evidence to prove it. I'm not just saying it. I got that shirt from my fan, Frauditor Troll. I got that kick hat from the man himself, Kick, keeping it criminal. Ladies and gentlemen, I got this here. This was hand-stitched and sewn together by my fan, Leland Squirrels. And then, this here coffee mug, I got from my fan, News Now Enemy. That's right. But wait, there's more. This here cup I got from my fan, Welsh News Network. You can't really see it from here, but you can't really see all that. Because over there, I got the original Voodoo Doll. I got a copy of my book. I got a Schrodinger Cat holofoil card. I got a full set of the cards in the back there. You can't really see all of it. But I also have, it's right there. It's kind of dark right now, but it's enough. Maybe if I light it up, turn the big light on. There it is. That's a Welsh News Network hat right there. All right. Judy, did she say yes or no about me putting up that new painting of yours? Frauditor Troll did a DMA video last night. Yeah, I know. Just an update on Easy Credit Rip-Offs. Good times. Yeah, the only thing that the DMA video that Frauditor Troll made basically was saying that he got his case moved again to later this month. So the sentencing hearing, anyway, not the case. The case is done. He's guilty. But it is what it is. So anyway, all that being said, I would like to move forward with the show, ladies and gentlemen, and get started. Like I said, I want to start with this Hillegas thing, but I want to put a little background in it. So for anyone who hasn't been following the Roger Hillegas trial, essentially what happened was his mom got put into all right, it's even before that. But first, Richard AT for $5. I'm shipping the watch I made you soon, buddy. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Here's a happy dance for you. All right. Thank you. By the way, I just want to say something because this is a perfect example of why I do what I do every month when it comes to my raffles. So, of course, this month, just like every month, every donation for any amount gets you entered into the raffle. It's all good. I got plenty of stuff to give away as prizes, but usually by this point in the month, I haven't announced what the prizes are going to be yet. Why? Because, like I always tell you guys, I want to wait until I literally physically have the objects in my hands before I say anything. Because if something goes wrong with the shipping or anything else, manufacturer, whatever, and I don't get the stuff in time, then that's going to make me a liar. And I don't ever want to be that guy, you know? But I wake up this morning, I get an email. Half of the stuff that I ordered that I was expecting to come in that I would use for the prize packages for this month's raffle, I got the confirmation that they're being delivered to the wrong address. So I contacted them, and then they were like, oh, no. At this point, you have to wait until the delivery fails, and then they go to, do the resend thing where they put the little note on your door saying, we tried to deliver and there was no one home, or it was they're not going to put it on my door. They'll put it on the wrong person's door. So then they're like, oh, but well, you'll get an email. So then respond to the email and let them know what the correct address is. So what if they bring it to the wrong house and the people at that house just accept the delivery? Because it's not like you have to sign for it. They just drop it off on the stoop. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not going to matter because, like Uncle Artie said, all that matters about my raffle is that he doesn't win. Mystery Cop Painting Theater, all right. That's right. His best friend is... Never mind. Xerxes Iquin's in the house. What's up? Good morning, Lunar Night. All right. So back to what I was saying. All right. So this Roger Hillegas case, for those of you who don't know and haven't been following along, Artie said the wrong address is because they're going to the bar. He intercepted my delivery. What a jerk. Judy says, yes, I can show her new painting. So let's do that first before we start getting into the other craziness. I love this thing. I think this is brilliant. As all of Judy's paintings are. Thank you, by the way. Let's go ahead and put this up on the screen for you guys to enjoy. Now, just so you know, I'm going to tell you, you should be able to figure it out. But again, I'm not sure, especially if you're looking on your phone, it might seem really small. So just so you know, it's a bee. It's a close-up of a bee crawling on a sunflower. So wait till you knowing that that's what you're looking for. Wait till you see how awesome this is. Look at this. Bam! Is that gorgeous or what? I could probably zoom in a little. Look at that. Is that cool or what, guys? Round of applause for Judy Joe Hansen. Awesome stuff. I love that, man. She's so good. Like, like I've seen paintings of sunflowers, but a close-up of a bee on a sunflower, that's awesome. That's a beautiful, beautiful painting. We love Judy. We love her style, her art. Fantastic artist. Again, another round of applause for Judy. All right. So now, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to finish telling you the story about Roger Hillegas before I play the video. So anyway, here's what happened. So, how many times have you heard similar stories? There's a trust. The money in the trust is used to take care of the mother. The mother has Alzheimer's. The daughter wants to take care of the mother. And the son wants to take care of the mother. The daughter wants the money so that she could use it to take care of the mom. Says the son just wants the money just to take the money and just dump the mom in a cheap nursing home and not take care of her. Son is saying the exact opposite. No, my sister's the one who just wants the money and just wants to dump mom in a crappy nursing home. So they're going back and forth, back and forth. They go to court. Eventually, the sister wins. So the sister gets custody of the mom. She gets the trust fund money to take care of the mom, and she puts her in a nursing home. Now, after all the money's gone, and the whole thing is basically being, taken care of in a different way, Roger Hillegas decides to, his defense is that he decided to save his mother from the evil sister in the evil nursing home. So he literally kidnaps his own mother from the nursing home and takes her to California, gets caught. Now he's in jail. Cop Stalkers, what's up? Also, Garth. That's right. Garth Nader's going to be a guest on my Saturday show. So now Roger Hillegas is going to court back and forth because he's being charged with kidnapping and all that. Meanwhile, what happened yesterday, and this is what I'm going to play a clip from, turns out he's a sovereign citizen. Sovereign citizen. Sovereign citizen. Sovereign citizen. Sovereign citizen. So, he doesn't want a lawyer. So the judge assigns him standby counsel. Of course, he objects to that. So yesterday, the judge basically, and I mean, this was over an hour long. And I'm going to start it at about, where am I at here? Like 22 minutes in. The first 22 minutes were the judge talking and his standby counsel talking. And basically, they're laying out the whole thing that what this all comes down to is the judge is trying to decide whether this guy is competent. Like, is this guy just somebody who believes in some weird ideas, or is this guy actually a freaking nut? So now they're going back and forth trying to decide whether or not he needs more, like the judge needs to order more observation and more tests to see if this guy's a lunatic or not. So now it's his turn to convince the judge that he's not nuts. If you guys haven't been watching this, wait till you see. I'm going to start right when he starts talking. Remember, within the context of this whole thing, this is his chance to prove to the judge that he's not a lunatic. So here's what he says. Oh man, this is gold. All right, let me get this up here for you guys. Oh boy, buckle your safety belts, ladies and gentlemen, because this is straight off the hook insanity right here.
That's up for us.
Mr. Hillegas, do you want to address the court? Go ahead, sir.
I would. I object to the hearing on multiple reasons. I have not been provided any of the documents that we're talking about today, so I've not seen any of that, so I've not been properly noticed or served. There are jurisdictional challenges that have been placed before you, and they have not been responded to with a finding of fact or conclusion of law. So I therefore continue to challenge your jurisdiction in this case. I have not seen a finding of fact or conclusion of law, which gives you jurisdiction over me personally, because you have stipulated by your silence that I am one of the people. I am a natural living man. I am not the fiction. I'm not the vessel. I'm not the transmitting utility. I am a natural living flesh and blood man, and that is a reason why you lack personal jurisdiction, and you do not lack subject matter jurisdiction over this case either, because there is no victim in this.
That's a new one. I've heard I'm not the person. I've heard I'm not the corporate entity. But I'm not what did he say? The transmitting vessel? Like he's not a transmission wire. He's not a vibrating post of what? He's supposed to be proving he's not nuts. Your Honor, I object to this because I am not a rubber stamp or a wire tied up to a tree with a bunch of plastic over its sheath with the knife and 47 acres and a mule. Okay, so you're not any of those things. We know that. And what's your point? He's supposed to be trying to prove he's not nuts. So saying this isn't going to help. Look at who's here, guys. Good morning, Hez. Good morning, Josh. Good to see you, I guess. So far, there's nothing wrong about saying good morning. So, motion to say hello accepted.
In this case, there is no injured party. There is no probable cause. This case all started,
your own mother,
and by the way, there is a FOIA request that is being looked into for the federal government is looking into why I was arrested in California, in LA without a warrant. That there was a warrant issued in Nevada based on no probable cause, based on a falsified document by the officer who investigated this.
So if it's a falsified document, then you fight it.
And they also did an illegal track and trace of my cell phone. And the same thing happened in Missouri. It was an illegal search and seizure.
Well, then you'll
and
fight that during the trial.
Recently in Mac, in the case of Mac back in December, ruled that anybody that does an illegal search and seizure loses immunity if they violate your constitutional rights. Just about every one of my constitutional rights, from the First Amendment through the 10th, minus the second and maybe the third, but the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th, have all been violated by this court and by the prosecutor.
So,
Yes, you
The FOIA is looking into.
Please stop just a moment. We're just, at this point.
Yeah.
We're talking competency to proceed to adjudication.
Okay.
And you heard some of my comments about the fall you had in either on the ladder or roof in 2019, the injuries in 2011.
You know what? Actually, here, if Broken System, Broken Trust is still in here and you guys didn't time them out, because I'll be honest with you guys, sometimes you guys will time someone out when I ask them a direct question and then they can't answer me because they're timed out. So, Josh, if you're still here, you do that a lot. So let me ask you, like, seriously, what's the thought process behind that game that you guys play in court? And what I mean is, when you argue, like in a pre-trial hearing, things that should be argued at the trial, why? Like, what if you have proof that all of these things are terrible and wrong and horrible, then that's the stuff that you should be fighting during the trial. Why do you even bother bringing it up during a pre-trial hearing? Like, I don't get the mentality behind it. Oh, there is no mentality behind it. Never mind. Let's go back to the douche canoe. Oh, they're already tearing you up, kid.
11, the court wants to make sure that whatever happened to you there is not going to affect you in such a way that you won't understand what you're doing and within a rational degree of understanding. Appreciate the court process, even if you disagree with it. File motions, make arguments like this. Can you explain to us at all whether that's something that is a challenge to you, has harmed you, or you think you're good?
I don't know where the court discovered this information, but I have not consented to any of my private confidential health care information, HIPAA, that's Health Insurance Portability and Privacy Act. It's been violated by NAFCare. Multiple evaluators have violated my HIPAA rights. Those are federal rights that I have to my confidentiality of my health care record.
Well, is your response, Judge? I'm not going to answer that because I don't think you have the right to ask me.
I object to the evaluations because Dr. Loring filed a false report. We did not meet for 15 minutes. She discovered information that I had specifically requested the Washington County Detention Facility and their subcontractor, NAFCare, not to release any of my confidential private healthcare information I was told by the NAP care nurse that took me in the intake that everything that I told her would be kept confidential.
Well, for
And
the purposes of a competency hearing, the court needs to make an informed decision and the evaluators need to make an informed decision.
See, and that is a great example of why these idiots don't understand the law. And they don't understand the way things work. And they never, ever think anything out till its logical conclusion. He's in custody. The guy's in freaking shackles right now. He's in custody. Okay. So what would happen? What do you think would happen? What do you think the outcry would look like if, say, for example, he had, I don't know, whatever, some kind of physical condition that he never bothered to say out loud, and because they don't know he has it, they do something to him or they cheat him for something and it ends up killing him. Well, how come they didn't tell the people that had him in custody what it was? Well, because of HIPAA. Like, HIPAA doesn't mean no period sharing at all, ever. If you have a pacemaker, they have to know that because there are certain things that could disrupt that. When you're in police custody, when you're in jail, you choose not to tell them that. They have to be able to look and find that out before they accidentally kill you. Because what would the outcry be like if they accidentally killed somebody because they didn't get their health information? There are things in HIPAA that do include that. But these guys will be the first, especially the frauditors, to walk into a hospital and say, HIPAA doesn't matter. HIPAA doesn't matter. It only matters to you. It doesn't matter to me. I could take anybody's private information that I want because I'm not a government employee and post it all over the internet. Ha 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 ha. I'm an asshole and you can't stop me. Ugh. See, BSBT, this is the problem with guys like you. Like, I'll give you an example, and I used this example the other day. It's not judges, but it's the same type of idea. Let's say that there's a no parking zone in a specific area. I'm not talking about like, handicap spots or whatever. I mean like a no parking zone. And then you see like a cop car pull up there. And you go, see, if I pulled there, I'd get a ticket. How come it's okay for him to do it? Well, maybe the reason why that specific area was designated a no parking zone was so that it would always be open for first responders like the police to use. Maybe that's why it's a no parking zone, so that they can park there. It's 8:20. Time for a cupcake happy dance. Ole! All right. So now take that same mentality and apply it to other people, like judges, for example. Well, he doesn't follow his own rules. Well, what do you mean by that? He doesn't have to act a certain way in court? Well, what way is that? Is he going around acting like an idiot, spouting off nonsense? No. He's following the rules of decorum. And if you're not, then he doesn't have to because he's there. See, that's the problem with you guys. You all seem to think that, like, if you're like, screw you, you're an asshole, you're a piece of shit, blah, 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 and say things that anyone else, if you said that to them on the street, you'd get your head knocked off, you'd get beat into a coma. But because you're saying that to city employees, they're just supposed to sit there and listen and smile and say, thank you, sir, may I have another? And when they don't, they're breaking their own rules. I thought their rules don't let them talk that way. Meanwhile, Every single day I see more and more videos of you idiots posting of you screaming, yelling, and swearing at cops, and you're not getting beaten to a coma, which looks to me like the majority of your videos are proving that the cops are doing the right thing. If you get out of any one of those interactions without getting arrested or beat up, then the cops were so much more patient than a normal person would be. They're doing their job above and beyond. You're proving how good of a job they're doing, not how bad of a job they're doing. You idiot. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
And they look at your physical health, they look at your mental health. You understand that, don't you?
No, the reason for the competency evaluation is I challenged your jurisdiction to cover yourself for the jurisdictional challenges. You didn't like what I was saying about challenging your jurisdiction. You decided that I was incompetent. So you issued.
I never decided you were incompetent. I said the court had concerns about your competency to proceed to adjudication.
I responded to that order on February 9th. And I explained that I did not consent to meet with Dr. Deborah Fletcher, I believe her name is, or Debbie Fletcher, or Amy Patterson. And I also responded on June 30th and August 11th with what's called a writ of quorum nobis, and it's recognized in the Nevada Supreme Court as a writ of error. And I filed that. You still have not responded to those writs, those 3 writs of error, challenging your jurisdiction and explaining to you my status and standing. I stand on the Constitution. I stand on the Declaration of Independence. I stand on the Articles of Confederation. I stand on the Bible, and I stand on the Federalist Papers. And my standing is one of the people. And you have not responded to this jurisdictional challenge, and I've provided a document to Krishna Prasad, and I asked him to file that. I asked him to mail it to my residence. He failed on both of those counts, and he told me today that he still has the documents that I asked.
Wait a minute. Couple things. First of all, addressing what we're looking at, okay? This goes back to what I always say. This is why these guys hate lawyers. This is why these guys hate judges. Again, he's not showing the papers here, but seeing the paperwork that these guys do and seeing as many court cases with these guys as I have, I can almost guarantee you I know exactly what the paper he gave his lawyer says. You tell judge me, he let me go, because I mean no likey judge. And then the lawyer looks at that and says, no. And he says, see, you're railroading me. You're not doing your job. Your job is to do what I say when I say it, because I'm the tyrant. That's the problem. You guys think their job is to follow your orders because they're your employees, your servants. No lawyer with a brain is going to give the nonsense that these idiots write to a judge, because it's nonsensical gobbledygook. It's garbage. It's crap. You might as well write, like I said, me no like judge, judge mean, judge let me go, because meanie judge. Let me go, me. That's as much legal standing as those papers have. But wait, before you leave, BSBT, I wanted to say something to you real quick. I'm willing to bet, and I want to hear it when you release the call. I want to hear it because I'm willing to bet. I'll say now, before I listen to it, here's what I bet the call is going to be. If it proves anything, it's going to prove that you've become really good at talking in circles and confusing people to trip them up and make them misspeak, and then immediately call them on what they misspoke so that their brain can't catch up with the last one. The basic old school con man technique of discombobulating people and tricking them into saying the wrong thing. It's very old school. They call it the double talk. You give them the double talk, and they fall for it, unfortunately, because if you're not used to dealing with people who do that, it's very easy to fall into it. And someone like you, your whole life is talking that way to people. So you're very much used to doing it. It's a freaking game. It's a 1920s, 1930s old school con man technique. There's been books about it, and that's all it is. You talk in circles, you ask a question, and before they could get out the answer, you ask another question, which immediately makes the human brain start to second guess itself, and then that's when they start saying things that they don't actually trying to say because they're discombobulated, and then you say, "Ah, gotcha." No, you didn't. You tricked them, you idiot. That's what I bet your phone call that's going to blow the water out of everything is going to show. And if there is any kind of an actual admission of guilt, you don't need to be posting it on YouTube. You need to be sending it to Internal Affairs. You need to be sending it to the FBI, depending on what it is you uncovered. People like that. Not me. Not Frauditor Troll. And definitely not freaking media and Rogue Nation and a bunch of douche canoes who are going to try to find a way to use it to make money off of it. If it's legit, which I give you 0.00001% that you actually did uncover something.
Asking to file.
I
Challenging
can
the
leave now.
jurisdiction.
Bye.
So I'm asking for a final fact and conclusion of law that you have jurisdiction over me. You're a corporation. You're a for-profit corporation with a Dun & Bradstreet number. I do not consent to this corporation, and I do not consent to this hearing. I'm being unlawfully detained and held. I have not committed a crime. There are no victims in this case. There are no injured parties.
Just a victim.
I have not committed any crimes. I'm being held against my free will.
Kidnapping
I have
is a
not
crime.
consented to the corporation of the Washoe County Detention Facility or the Washoe County Sheriff's Office. I do not consent to being
Nonsense.
taken against my rights in Missouri
They
without
weren't
a
taken against your
proper
rights.
search warrant or a valid arrest warrant. The two magistrates in Missouri dismissed this case for lack of jurisdiction. They understood that they lacked jurisdiction over me. There was no injured party, and I was still unlawfully detained. The Nevada legislature is looking into this case. The United States Senate is looking into this case. They're considering impeachment proceedings.
They're probably going to laugh at you.
And you've been placed on notice that this is, I'm proceeding in the.
All right, listen, guys, listen. In case anyone, is questioning what he's saying, because he did just mention that this same case was dismissed in Missouri because of lack of jurisdiction, and I'm challenging jurisdiction. Okay, listen. He kidnapped her in one state, traveled to a different state with her, lived in a different state. There's like 3 different states involved: California, Nevada, whatever. So this was a cross-country thing. So in that particular instance, if it was dismissed due to a lack of jurisdiction, it would have nothing to do with what. This is the problem. There is legitimate. There are legitimate circumstances in which challenging jurisdiction is a thing. Like, for example, because this crime took place over the course of 3 states, if it is in fact true that, what did he say, Missouri, Minnesota, whatever, one of those, whichever one he said, we'll just say he said Minnesota because I'm not going to rewind it just to get the name right. You know what I'm talking about. But just because their part of the case turned out to be not involving the parts that happened in Nevada or California, they technically had no jurisdiction over those aspects of the case. So yeah, that part will have gotten dropped by them because of jurisdiction. But when a sovereign citizen says jurisdiction, that's not what they mean. What they mean is me. That's why they say I'm not a person. This body. You have no jurisdiction over this flesh. It doesn't matter what your laws are. I could go around and rape whoever I want and murder whoever I want and kidnap whoever I want because you have no jurisdiction over my body and I'm doing those things with my body. And if that's not true, then how come, and I know he's not really a soft-sit, but just for example, how come Daryl Brooks thinks it's okay for him to murder people with his car, because the state has no jurisdiction over him. No injured party. What about the people you murdered? They don't count as an injured party? This guy, there's no crime. I mean, besides the kidnapping. There's no victim besides the person I kidnapped. But that doesn't count. Why? Because I physically did that. And you have no jurisdiction over my physical body. I physically kidnapped her. You have no jurisdiction over my physical actions. Therefore, you have to let me go. That's the mentality. And that's why they're trying to get a competency hearing, because they think this guy's a nut.
Common law. And I believe you've been given 2 notices and you have not responded. So your silence equates to your stipulation that I am one of the people, I am proceeding under the common law, and that there is no injured party in this case. This case must be dismissed.
Okay, wait a minute. That's another one that I love. Like, not only do the sovereign citizens and the Moors and the Frauditors, especially the Frauditors, not only do these people hate being polite, not only do they despise the normal flow of conversation, they will interrupt people constantly and talk over people constantly. But when a judge or a cop or anyone, and they do this all the time, is being polite and not interrupting them, because if they did interrupt them, they'd be the first people to go batshit crazy saying, you won't let me talk, you won't let me talk. So the judge lets them talk, doesn't say anything, and I'll take your silence as an admission that I'm right. So now you got to let me go because you didn't say anything.
I asked to be released immediately. I am being detained against my free will. I have not committed a crime.
Mr. State's position, please, on competency.
I think it's helpful to return to the statutory framework, which says the court shall receive the reports after, and which the court has today, and allow the parties an opportunity to traverse the findings. Mr. Prasad does not wish to do that. I do not wish to do that either. I mean, because my reasons are the reasons I've always stated, which is despite the legal sounding gobbledygook, like sort of politically, political views, this, sort of.
The prosecutor said gobbledygook.
Legal sounding language.
I have to rewind that. I have to rewind that. That's great.
By telling.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
Nothing he is
The
seeing,
prosecutor called his testimony gobbledygook. Yes.
Sounding.
I love it.
I do not. An opposite statute.
State's position, please, on competency.
I think it's helpful to return to the statutory framework, which says the court shall receive the reports after, and which the court has today, and allow the parties an opportunity to traverse the findings. Mr. Prasad does not wish to do that. I do not wish to do that either. I mean, because my reasons are the reasons I've always stated, which is despite the legal sounding gobbledygook, like sort of politically, political views, this, sort of shielded in legal sounding language, the defendant is competent. Mr. Prasad, I think it's quite telling, states that nothing he has seen in his the current limited representation would contravene what the findings ought to be. He does not believe that the defendant is incompetent. The question of the court called it a fairly significant fall. I think we don't have any evidence in the record for that. I think that's self-reported that he fell. Equally, I would point to suspicious as the use of the wheelchair, right? Every time he's out of custody, every time he's driving, no wheelchair, and here we have sort of this political and sort of sympathy engendering use of a.
Well, the reason I brought it up today preliminarily were twofold. One, to let you know if the court does adjudicate Mr. Hillegas competent to proceed, then before he comes into trial with a wheelchair, there's going to be a hearing on medical necessity. The second reason is that, if there were concerns about his physical well-being and impact on cognitive abilities, if somebody's showing up in a wheelchair, that makes the court curious what's going on with this person. But he hasn't been in a wheelchair the last few times. He seems vigorous and strong, articulate. And so the question is what he's doing, is it rational? Is it rational? Is it rational understanding of what's happening here?
All right, Garth, if you don't know the details of the case, right now, this is a competency hearing because he has sovereign citizen beliefs. The judge isn't sure if that's, like the prosecutor is saying, it's just some legal sounding gobbledygook trying to get out of it, or if the dude actually is a nut. But what he's charged with is kidnapping his own mother because she has Alzheimer's, and his sister, like, I told the whole story, but basically it was this huge battle because there was a trust fund for the money to take care of the mom, and him and the sister years ago were fighting over who gets the money to take care of the mom, him or the sister. The sister says he just wanted the money, didn't care about the mom. He said the sister just wanted the blah, 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 back and forth. Ultimately, the sister won, took the mom, put her in a home. He went to the home, got the mother out, went to California, got busted for kidnapping his own mother. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. But then they try to bring him to trial, and he starts spouting all this sovereign citizen nonsense. So now this is a competency hearing to see if they can go straight to trial or if they need some other evaluations or something because the judge thinks this guy might actually be a nut. And just a minute ago, he had a chance to prove to the judge that he's not a nut. So he stood up and he said a whole bunch of, like the prosecutor said, gobbledygook about jurisdiction. And not only am I not the person, but I'm also not the waveform format of the treble clef. I mean, absolute nonsense. So anyway, yeah, let's get back to it.
Your view is it does.
Yeah.
Because let's all agree on something. If the two evaluators come back with the opinion, which they did, that he's competent to proceed to adjudication, that is certainly can be persuasive to the court. That can be extremely informative to the court. It's not binding on the court. It's not binding. There's no shall, nor should there be, because it takes out the judicial role to make a fair and impartial determination. But you're saying both, they came in, they both said competent, and you should exercise your discretion, Judge, not to yourself traverse them based on what we have here, right?
Yes, and because they relied on the type of evidence that we would expect them to rely on, despite the distasteful political views that the defendant is espousing, the deliberate, trying to railroad and grandstand at every opportunity. They used both that and the routine collection of evidence by the jail to show that he is competent. I would ask the court to adopt, for example, both the civil cases, the GR and the PR case numbers in which the defendant engaged in self-representation in a similar manner without any barriers to competence. Now, Dr. Loring is here today. I offered to call her to sort of underscore or highlight some of the things in the evaluations, and I would predict she would say nothing she has seen here today or at the last hearing would change her opinion.
Well, I'd like to hear from her.
Okay.
If she could say exactly what you believe she would say, let's call her at this time. Dr. Loring, if you could please come forward.
Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes, I do.
You may have a seat.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women and children of all ages, I have just noticed, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has come to my attention that my guest on this Saturday's Frauditor Follies, Saturday Night Snafu, the one and only Blackheart Knight is in the chat. And I have a reason to believe that that does not bode well for his arch nemesis, News Now Voodoo. Hey, Blackheart, listen. I was telling everybody here earlier, last time he got tased, he was complaining about feeling something weird in his spleen. He just had surgery the other day, and now he's complaining that something's hurting him in his spleen. And I told the audience, News Now Voodoo doesn't know this, but I told the audience that we did it. We implanted that taser in his spleen, and you got the button. So if you want to test it out now or wait till Saturday, it's up to you. But if you want to test it now, you could just tell me and I'll give him the tasing, or you could give him the tasing just from pressing the button by home. See if it works. Shh, don't say anything to him though. Let's see if it works. Hold on. All right, shh, don't tell him. Don't tell him. Just put a 1 in the chat when you hit the button, and we'll see what happens. And Zuzu Zach went for $1. We'll give an extra taste just for you.
Hey, what's going on, Hez? Hey, huh? Oh, Blackheart Knight's here, huh? Oh, yeah, that guy. Hey, Blackheart, wait until, what is this, alphabet soup day? Listen, I don't know what you guys are talking about over by there, but let me, what the hell was that? You didn't even tase me, Hez. What the heck's going on? That was weird. What's with all these? Ow! Hey, wait! What's going on? Ow! Hey! Stop it! What the heck, man? Ow, my spleen! What the? Ow! That was weird, man. I gotta take a breath after that. That was weird. Man, maybe you've tased me so many times, it's just starting to feel it. You know, like acid flashbacks. You know what I mean? Hey, y'all remember those from the 60s? That was some good times, man. Heck yeah. Oh, man, I remember back in the day hanging out with my homies. Oh, yeah, listening to 9 Inch Nails in the truck. Oh, man. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. Hey, man. So, wait a minute. What are you doing? What is it? What? No.
All right. Love it. Beautiful stuff, guys. Beautiful stuff. Always awesome sauce. Anyway, let's get back, Jack, and do it again. Wheels turn around and go back, Jack, and do it again. I knew this, but I forgot. If you guys have the original Boston record, get it out. Not now. But if you got the original Boston record, get it out and look at the album cover with the spaceships. And if you flip it upside down, they're guitars. It's pretty cool. I just thought yeah. Anyway, back to the video. Guys, yes, here we go.
And before you state your name, and first of all, make yourself comfortable. Please slide in and bring the microphone down pretty close. Before she starts testifying the question, do I seal this portion of the hearing because she may go into Mr. Hillegas' medical?
Oh, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, before we get back into that, we got a membership milestone from Luna Knights for 7 months. Here's a happy dance for Luna. No, here's a happy dance for Luna. All right, thank you very much. Woo-hoo. All right. The doctor should just say this.
Physical and mental health issues, and ask that the recording cease at this point and the transcript be sealed, because this is going into areas that might be considered otherwise private and not subject to public dissemination.
Yes.
What do you think, Mr. Prasad? Do you need a moment to discuss with Mr. Hillegas, or?
I think out of abundance of caution, it should be sealed, I think. It's likely she's going to go into some of those factors.
Just to protect Mr. Hillegas and make sure that information that might be disclosed here doesn't get out into the public. Mr. Hillegas, you want to say something?
I just want to place on the record that there is an investigation by the DOJ for HIPAA violations, so anything that Ms. Williams states can be used against her.
All right, thank you. The court orders that this portion of the hearing be sealed. The minutes shall not be filed other than under sealed level of security or further order of the court. The court asks those that are currently videoing this hearing, please stop at this time, and then we'll resume when this witness is done testifying. Mr. Steggy, anything else you'd like the court to your view, your approach, your suggestion for the court based on everything we now know?
I'd ask you to find incompetent.
Thank you. Anything else from you, Mr. Prasad?
I have nothing further to add, thank you.
All right, thank you. Give me just a moment, please. The court finds that Mr. Hillegas does possess the ability to comprehend the nature of the criminal charges against him, that he understands the nature and purpose of the proceedings against him, and that he can aid and assist himself within a reasonable degree of rational understanding throughout the adjudication process. Furthermore, in the event the court were to appoint counsel or Mr. Hillegas change his mind and hire counsel, he could assist that person during this process. So, Mr. Hillegas, the court just finds that you are competent to proceed to adjudication. So now let's spend a couple minutes going through what happens now. I gave a preview of what might happen, what issues might be in play, but now it gets more direct. The first thing is I ordered the Washington County Sheriff to please release your arm restraint so you can take notes a little bit easier, Deputy, unless there's a public health or safety reason you can think of. All right.
Judge, I'm only gonna release his right hand.
Are you right-handed, sir?
Yes.
All right. For now, that'll work for today. Going forward, it may be both, particularly if you're sitting by yourself. Next, the court relieves the Washoe County Public Defender's Office of the appointed counsel for purposes of the competency hearing, because that process has now ended with a decision by the court that Mr. Hillegas is competent to proceed. With respect to standby counsel, if I relieve the Washington County Public Defender of their role as standby counsel, there are a couple issues there. One is that if Mr. Hillegas later were to determine he could use their advice and assistance and be a resource to sit there and help answer questions, it won't be there. It'll be an empty chair there. Or if we go to trial, there'll be a co-defendant and co-defendant's counsel there. The other issue is I really want to make sure Mr. Hillegas has easy access to file things and review things that are filed promptly. And it certainly would assist the court to have standby counsel there to fulfill that role. But I realize that's not generally what standby counsel is used for, not a sort of a glorified file clerk. You need to have another approach. Mr. Prasad, any thoughts on, you can see the court really wants to thank very much the assistance you've given to this point in your office, and excuse you from any further role. On the other hand, I'm just wrestling with the idea that I want to make sure that Mr. Hillegas has the opportunity, because he's in custody. And if he were out of custody, it would probably be a little bit of a different analysis. But he's in custody, which means he only has so much time out of his to sell, or it is blocked, or so much access to the law library, or so much access to do things that people at Liberty would otherwise have to do. So any thoughts there? And I'll hear from Mr. Steggy, then I'll hear from Mr. Hillegas. Go ahead, sir.
I think, thank you, Your Honor. With respect to, I believe the court's concerns is to do with the filing. As I think was laid out in our memorandum, even if as appointed by standby counsel, all we can do is standby counsel's offer advice. We cannot participate in the filings that Mr. Hillegas wants to make. For, I think, the reason we made pretty clear in that memorandum.
Yeah, that's not really a standby counsel's role, is it?
Yeah, and that's the issue, I think, regardless.
Hey, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I took a quick call. I went and refilled my coffee and I hit the head. And now look at this. We got $5 from Ray Ray. There hasn't been enough happy dances. My Fitbit is buzzing. I haven't been moving enough this hour. All right, let's go. All right. Thank you very much. All right, Ray Ray. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what? Let me tell you guys something. This is true. Like, I actually appreciate the exercise I get when I do the happy dances. I got this chair. I don't know if you could tell when you're watching at home. I got this chair, and I actually got this chair special because it's got this really bouncy spring in it. So when I do my happy dances, I really get into it, and I hit it hard, and it bounces me back. It's good exercise. I can feel my legs, you know, especially when I can do a couple in a row or a long one. So it's good exercise. So I appreciate that. You guys are helping me get my cardio in. Because I think I've said it before on here, like, obviously I'm not in the best shape, but I always do weight training, you know. I always lift weights, but that doesn't, you know, really help with cardio. You know, it just keeps you strong. So, like, I need more cardio. I know it. I'm not stupid. I know. But, so yeah, the happy dances help get me going. That's another thing that I love about the morning show is it gets me going for the day, you know, so that by the time the show's over, I'm, hey, yeah, I'm a rocking tonight. I'm ready to go. I'm moving and a grooving and moving and a doing. Parsons 1122 is on Voodoo's side. Stop doing the tasings and only do the happy dances. I've had requests before too that some people said that maybe I should do like a tier thing, like a certain donation amount would be a happy dance, and then a certain another amount would be a tasing or whatever. But I've always looked at it as like I'm acknowledging people that are kind and generous enough to give money. I don't want to make it like, okay, guys, I'm starting to ask you for money now. You know, I don't want to turn it into that kind of a thing. Sometimes it's hard from the creator side, especially when so many of the people that we call out on what they do so much e-begging, which is gross and disgusting. It makes it like, for me at least, it starts to become like this line, like, I don't want to become like them, you know, but at the same time, if somebody makes a donation to my channel, I'm not going to ignore it. I have to acknowledge that they made a donation, right? Otherwise, that would just be rude on my part. So, you know, it's a balancing act. Has not in the, oh, give me a break. You have a classic YouTube dad bod. Being that I am a dad, I do appreciate that. Yeah, classic YouTube dad bod. I love it. Honestly, I'll tell you the truth. The most like cardio type exercise that I get is when I'm out with my kids and we're doing stuff. We have a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. And I do love swimming. I like doing my laps. I like getting my laps in every day. So that's good. Yes, David, we're cool, but you're trying like to defend a dude who's threatened to assault me personally. Come to my home to redress. Ugh. See, here's the problem: broken system, broken trust. Especially him and Kfar, they got beef, and it goes back to PSBT as the classic meth head body. Yes. Oh yeah, the chat is having a blast today. It's a fun day. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for you guys for being awesome. Making our days fun and funny. Always a good time hanging out with y'all in the morning. Every day makes me so happy to be here with you. Oh.
Regardless if you appoint standby counsel to serve as an advisory role or leave us, Mr. Hillegas will still face those same needs to file from the jail. That's not saying that it's an impossible task. I think he has provided with me with many documents that have not been filed, given that it's been a standby, counsel solely for the purpose of the competency proceedings, which I made clear to Mr. Hillegas, and the court knows, so those are not filed, but I'm aware there are extensive documents. I'm confident if given away, Mr. Hillegas would be able to get those filed to the court without the assistance of myself, which I cannot provide anyway. You can ask my counsel to get those.
So your view would be that your role would end today?
I believe Mr. Hillegas has made it very clear where he stands on the continued participation of my office.
All right, please have a seat. Let me hear from Mr. Hillegas, and I'll hear from Mr. Steggy. So Mr. Hillegas, what your counsel wants, what I think you want is for the court to excuse Mr. Prasad, the Washington County Public Defender's Office, for any further involvement in this case on your behalf. Is that what you'd like the court to do?
That's correct. They have not really provided much assistance at all. Like I said, I've asked for witnesses to be subpoenaed to this hearing. I've asked for evidence subpoenaed to speak them. In fact, there's so much evidence that's being withheld by the prosecutor's office. I filed what's called a writ of cert.
Hold on one second. Let's stay on track though. If you're going to tell me all the reasons why there should not be a claim, while there's no victim, while there's no process.
That's not, I'm talking about the exculpatory evidence that's being withheld up to this case, up to this point.
We might get there in a minute or two, but right now the question is, does the court thank and excuse Mr. Prasad?
I've asked him to also subpoena the information from Missouri where I was unlawfully detained. And so he has not been any help to me. So I do not need their assistance. They're not really assisting me at all.
Okay, then understood. Mr. Steggy, anything you'd like to add on that issue?
Just, I find myself in agreement with Mr.
And once again, like I always say, he's not doing what I tell him to do, therefore he's no good. But what if what you're telling him to do is crap? I mean, he's saying, well, I filed this writ for that, so I feel this. We haven't seen any of his writs. I don't know. All I can go by is my knowledge of the sovereign citizen movement and people like him and the type of paperwork they file. If you really want to dig deep, again, not necessarily in the Hillegas specifically, but I'm sure some of his paperwork is able to get online because a lot of it is public. I mean, in general. But we know how sovereign citizen paperwork looks. We've seen it a million times. Go to the Frog. It's nonsense. And the reason why none of these lawyers ever do their job, why none of these lawyers ever do anything to help, is because everything these guys ask for is insane. And no lawyer with half a brain is going to do what they tell them to do if what they're telling them to do is nonsense or is going to get the dude disbarred. And on top of that, I got $10 for Maserati 5000 GT. Saying to give Voodoo a good tasing. And then what did Highway Star say for $5? Good morning to Rude Maximilian. All right. No, he said, Gay Voodoo, did Blackheart Night get you yet? If not, it's tase time for me from Blackheart Night. All right. So now we're going to get a double trouble super duper taser-lating, taserfying, taser-nator, sound like potato, something. Sorry. You guys can't see it. But I got this thing. I still have to figure out how to get rid of it. So for those of you who've been following along, I got my studio. I keep upgrading it. Like every month, it's getting a little bit more and a little bit more. Like today, I added the second microphone. So I got two computers going. I got the laptop and then I got the actual computer. Both of them are cheap and slow and crappy. But between the two of them, I'm able to at least maintain a relatively smooth show. But I don't have enough memory between the two of them for anything. So I actually bought a 4 terabyte external hard drive. So now I got that hooked up and I'm running everything off of that, which is great. But periodically, it does what it's doing right now. Which again, I know you guys can't see it. But my screen pops up. It says WD Passport. And it just blocks my screen. And then I have to close it. And I have no idea why that thing just keeps popping into my face about once every hour or so, it just takes over my screen for no reason. I got to figure out how to go into settings and make it stop doing that. Anyway, we got a double taste coming up.
Double tase? What the heck do you mean double tase? What, I get two? I don't. Who did it? Was it Blackheart Knight? Was it? No. Was it for Blackheart Knight? Ah, crap. All right, listen, guys, listen. Look, I know y'all just having fun, right? Parsons 1122. Help! Get me out of this, Parson! Come on, man! I know you're on my side, bro. Help me out, man! Ow! Hey! You have no jurisdiction over my spleen. All right. Whoa. Hey, I still got it. So anyway, what do you guys think? Ah!
What are you guys thinking of the new mic setup? Is this still sound good? I don't know, man. Trying to find the ultimate awesome sauce. Again, I can't wait. Like, I'm all excited now that I got this working. I can't wait until the first time I start recording some music with it. Because I've always wanted to have a 2-mic setup for my guitar. Because that's, especially with acoustic guitar, that's the best way, is to have one mic close and one mic far away and then mix them both together. I've done recordings like that before. But with this setup, I could do it like live, like on a stream I could play. Which I think would be cool for segue into advertising, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday at 5 o'clock, of course, is the Saturday Night Snafu. And then at 7, if you want to put on some background music to listen to while watching the show, if it's still going, go to the new Doc Danger show. It's a music show. He premieres this Saturday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Spend a couple hours with me. Then if you want to go over there, make sure you hit him with the Rash Raid. And if you want to, stay here, you can have his playing in the background because it's pretty much just a music show. And you can listen to the music. They'll get the view. You can still put Rash in the chat, and he'll know why I sent you. So, hey, check out Doc Danger. Check me out. Check out everything that gets checked in the checkers with checking. Turducken. All right. I'll put the video back on, dag nabbit. You don't have to try and assassinate me over it. Oh, you guys, I'm telling you, sometimes.
It's a facade, given, I think, the law on this would be concerned about doing violence to the defendant's desire to represent himself, sort of forcing him to have standby counsel. The court's concerned about being able to file things, I think.
Manageable?
Oh, for sure. I mean, look at his history. I mean, he is a prolific e-filer historically, right? So I don't think that's an issue. The court's concern, and I'm happy to brief this issue, this issue of his access to the file or his file while in custody. I would suggest 2 things. One, we don't really know that much about it. I think we're presuming that he would have limited access. I think a hearing might be in order on that. I'm aware that the defendants have tablets in the jail, and Mr. Hillegas certainly would not be the first or an unusual per detained litigant.
Well,
so the sheriff has handled this before.
COVID era.
Yes.
That's new. We have somebody who left the community and then was brought back against his will, and he's now at liberty. And we also have somebody who we have a trial date coming right down the track here.
Right.
So we have a lot going on that we have to make some decisions on pretty quickly.
Yes. To use the court's word, I think that's completely manageable by sheriff's staff at the jail. I mean.
All right, real quick. I just wanted to acknowledge something that actually has nothing to do with what we're watching, but it's something I saw going on in the chat. Here's the thing, Ray. Here's the problem. It's everything has something else behind it. We don't really get into a lot of this stuff, but just to explain, like I see what you guys are talking about, and I just happen to have done a lot of research on the topic, and I know a little bit about this. Um, so there's always that balancing issue with everything, right? And for example, if you're a vegan, right? Well, okay, you don't want to kill any animals to eat. But what about the worms? What about the moles? What about the mice? What about the rats? What about all the bugs and all the animals that are killed when they harvest the crops to get your vegetables, right? There's always that question. And then like what you're talking about is they put the solar panels up. Great, now we're getting solar electricity, but the ground under the solar panels, now it's not getting any sunlight. Now nothing can grow there because the solar panel is blocking all the sunlight. And the bigger the solar panel fields, the better for electricity, but the worse for the land underneath the solar panels. So there's always that, that balancing act. And one of the things that I've been hearing a lot lately is that if we switched to electric cars, like completely, there isn't enough electricity generated in the country yet to power that many electric cars and to charge that many electric cars. So they would have to do so much damage to the environment to build all the things they would need to create that level of electricity to maintain the electric cars. Again, it becomes a balancing act. I'm not getting political here and saying whether I'm for or against any of these things, but I saw you talking about how like the solar panels are being set up, and that's the problem that a lot of people have with the solar panels is because all of these things get connected in this whole electricity thing. It's like ultimately, where does the electricity come from? Oh, well, it comes from the sun. All right, but then what about the land underneath the solar panel? It's always a balancing act with everything. It ain't easy, and that's why one of the many reasons why, and it does tie back into this really. That's one of the reasons why all of these sovereign citizens and Moors and frauditors and all these guys are wrong because they don't think things through to their logical conclusion and they don't understand how difficult it is for these people to make their decisions. My favorite example of that from just recently was the Regan Benson going to the city hall meeting that I covered last week. Because what ultimately happened, if you watched the entire meeting, which I did, because Regan, of course, was the last one to talk. It turned out perfect. But so what happened? So they have this whole thing, right, where it gets all set up with all these people talking. Half of the people there were complaining about the government wanting to build all these new buildings to have places to help with this homeless problem. And I don't want that in my backyard. I don't want you putting housing for homeless people right next to my house. And then the other people were complaining because all these homeless people are making a huge mess on the streets and polluting. So you got to build these buildings to put these homeless people in. So now the city council has half of the population saying, build these buildings, and the other half of the population saying, you better not build these buildings. So now they got to balance these two things. And then here comes Regan Benson, and she knows how to fix it. And she's going to tell them right now, here's how you fix the problem. I have the final solution. Okay, Miss Benson, what's the final solution? You know those homeless people? Yeah. Well, you know how they're a problem? Yeah. Fix it! Because I fucking said fucking fix it, you fucking fucks. Oh, we never thought of that before. Thank you, Miss Benson, for telling us that. Now the homeless problem is solved, and no one's going to complain, and everything's great. Thanks, Mrs. Benson. We appreciate it. They never, ever, ever consider how many different bits and pieces of sides and other things you have to weigh when you're making these decisions. It's not that black and white. It's not that easy. Unless you're talking about, somebody shot someone. All right, lock them up. Done. Or like with the freaking going back to the whole thing with douche canoe stinky face. That idiot in Wisconsin we were just talking about, who tried to use the sovereign citizen nonsense to get out of his murders. Daryl Brooks, right? Like, you just murder a bunch of people with your car. Yeah, all right, that's so. We don't have to spend a lot of time arguing that. Like, yep, he's getting locked up for life. Nobody's complaining about that except him.
Frankly put, he doesn't have a whole lot else to do but prepare for trial. I know also that, since this case has developed, we're much more skilled at using electronic discovery. I mean, the entirety of his case is available in electronic form. So I would not want, nor I suggest that the court his detained status and pro per status, that would be a cognizable barrier to self-representation or the trial date for that.
Well, as to the first thing, the court agrees. As to whether we're still looking at the August 27th trial, 28th trial date, we're going to talk about that shortly. All right. And without further ado, Mr. Prasad, you're excused from further involvement in this case. Thank you, and to your office for the work you've done to this point. Wish you a pleasant afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So let's get our list of things we have to work on out, so we can both be.
ladies and gentlemen, there's no possible way any of us could ever know. But if you believe I'm right, wait till I'm done talking before you respond. But if you think I'm right, put a 1 in the chat. This dude, this lawyer, who basically just, depending on how you look at it, basically just got fired from this case, is going to go home and pop open the most expensive bottle of champagne he has to celebrate being taken off of this case and getting away from this nut basket. Butterbrain, douche canoe, sovereign citizen, idiot.
Tracking at the same time. And Mr. Hillegas, I'll do my best to call on you if I would like your thoughts or insights on something. And if you have something else you want to address the court, let me know, and I'll often give you a chance to speak, or I might say, hold that thought, I'll get back to you in a minute, as I will with Mr. Stady.
I'd like to object to Mr. Stady's referencing me as a pro per, a self-represented. I present myself as a living man. I do not represent the fiction. I am not a fiction. I'm not a corpse. I'm not a transmitting utility. I am the living man. I am not pro per, pro se. I do not represent myself. I present myself.
Wait a minute. That's the second time he said that. I am not a transmitting utility. Does he think that he's an antenna? Well, wait, he's saying he's not a transmitting utility. Well, why would you mention that? Like, Your Honor, you don't understand. I am not a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Your Honor, you don't understand. I am not a 1987 Mitsubishi. Your Honor, you don't understand. I am not a transmitting utility. That's the second time he said that. What the hell is he talking? I've never heard that one before. What? Listen, guys in the chat. What I'm hoping is that this is Blackheart. This is our Nevada judges, the most recent yesterday's. This was from yesterday on the Hillegas trial. If you go to our Nevada judges, right on the main page, the first things you're going to see are like Hillegas and Blandino and blah blah blah. So if you click on Hillegas, it's the most recent one. But they do list them backwards. So, like, the first thing you're going to see is the very first appearance he had months ago, maybe even years ago. So you want to find the one from yesterday, but it's Our Nevada Judges is where you find this. Now, getting back to the chat real quick, I saw some people going back and forth with the whole energy thing. I'm hoping that what we're looking at is, again, there's two sides, just like I was saying, right? You got your people who'll say, hey, we need more solar panels. Then you'll get your other people who say, oh, but if you put up more solar panels, then you're going to kill all the potential, anything that could grow underneath it, blah, 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 blah. And there's both sides. But what I'm hoping is that no matter which side of that fence you're on, we can have the discussion and not argue about it, especially something like that, right? It's not like we're talking about some, I mean, it is serious because of global warming and all that, but I mean, I don't think it's anything that we need to get in an argument over in a chat here on a Frauditor website. Oh boy, we're here to have fun and make fun of idiots.
As a living man. So I object to the use of the word pro per, pro se, self-represented litigant. That is not who I am. Thank you.
All right, well, let me respond to that, because you will hear both the court and Mr. Segi throughout this trial refer to you interchangeably as self-represented litigant, pro per, pro se. We're not doing that to be disrespectful of your views, but because you want to be identified as somebody presenting yourself as opposed to self-represented, I understand your view. You do not have to reaffirm that every time we use that phrase. It's noted, but we're not going to change the way we refer to people. That's the way the statute the rules read.
I would object to the statutes. Statutes and codes are not law under the Clearfield Doctrine, which is in the Black's Law Dictionary, Clearfield versus the United States. Since governments have chosen to incorporate, they have to follow the same rules of corporations. So under the Clearfield Doctrine, this court lacks jurisdiction over me as a natural living man. I am not a fiction.
But you're repeating yourself now.
Well, I'm expressing the Clearfield Doctrine, which is in Black's Law Dictionary, Clearfield Trust versus United States. And I'm also expressing Self versus Ray and Donovan versus Doan Administration and Delaware versus Rundell.
I understand your position. Now, let's move forward. I was hoping we had representatives from the filing office here today in the event of an adjudication of competency, and also from the West County Sheriff. It doesn't look like we're going to stand up that type of a discussion today to make sure that Mr. Hillegas has access to whatever he needs to make filings in this case, review things promptly, essentially in real time, so that his custody status does not work to his disadvantage. What I would like to do is set a hearing. Unfortunately, the court's not available next week, and then I'm in trial the following week, but I can set a hearing first thing in the morning, or actually 1 o'clock in the afternoon, July 6th, 1 in the afternoon, July 6th, where we can cover a couple things, including making sure that there are no technology or logistic impediments to Mr. Hillegas's status of being a defendant, representing himself or presenting himself while he's at the jail. Will July 6th at 1 o'clock work for the state?
No, I'll be
Throughout that week?
I'm out actually 2 weeks that first. So I would prefer perhaps if we could be at the end of a calendar, latter part of June, if that's available.
I like that. He said Black's Law Dictionary. Take a shot. Yeah, this would be a good video for some bingo too. Sovereign citizen bingo. Real quick, and maybe this will give you some fuel, Blackheart. I looked up the Clearfield Trust Co. versus United States. First of all, one of the things that these guys like to do, and this is one of the reasons, honestly, why the whole sovereign citizen thing actually is dangerous because of the misinformation and the way that they make people actually believe this stuff. You can look these laws up, and especially with Google, like if they say one sentence that they quote from a court case and you Google that one sentence, it's almost like the Poster 7 thing. Poster 7 does say what they say it does, but it also says more than that they specifically ignore. It's the same thing. A lot of these cases they quote have the one line or the one sentence in it that they quote, but within the bulk of the entire case, it's irrelevant. One of the things that these guys love to do is look at corporate case law. See, this is important because Clearfield Trust versus United States was about a check written to J.C. Penney from Clearfield Trust that was intercepted and forged and cashed by a third party. So, well, according to this law, it's corporations doing this and corporations doing that. J.C. Penney, cool? J.C. Penney, yes, it is a corporation. They take cases that had to do with legitimate corporations and say, see, everything in this law is referred to corporation this, corporation that. Yeah, because it's a case involving corporations. Like, they do that all the time. They always quote corporate law. See, this proves U.S. is a corporation because this law is under the corporate law. Yeah, because it was involving corporate entities. Why don't you bring up cases involving private entities? Then maybe there might be something there. There might be some meat on those bones. Ugh.
11 o'clock Tuesday, June 27th. 11 o'clock Tuesday, June 27th, so 2 weeks or so from now. So here's what I would hope to do. I'm in trial. I'm in trial, so I would tell the jury, go for an early lunch, and we would go through some things. One of them would be that I would direct the Washington County Sheriff's Office representative who has information, and that somebody from the filing office here, to have them come in and make sure that everything's working the way it's supposed to, so that Mr. Hillegas is not prejudiced by the fact that he's in custody while he's defending himself from serious criminal charges. So I will issue an order directing somebody to come from both of those entities to be able to speak on things like that. So one thing for you, Mr. Hillegas, is if there are any issues that you believe are working to your disadvantage with the way you're having access to information, computers, tablet, filing office, be prepared to address them when I see you on June 27th at 11 o'clock. Okay, that's number one. Number two, if you want the court to take another look at your custody status, I looked at it recently, but if you're asking the court to take another look at it, you need to file a request, file a motion. Call it motion to change custody status and put in there good cause. And if you're going to say, Judge, I'll be in Texas, you don't even waste your time. I'm not going to allow that. I need you to be living somewhere in Washington County. You need to agree, even if you don't like it, that you're going to have to wear something that tracks where you are, tracks your movement, even if you don't like it, and you're going to have to pay for that. And then we're going to have to talk about what a reasonable bail would be. So if you can make a persuasive argument to the court that you can check those three boxes, somewhere in Washington County, have a GPS monitor and reasonable bail, the court will take another look at it. Because if you just say, Judge, you don't have any right to keep me in the jail, you're just going to be wasting your time.
Well, I would object that that's punishment, and I have not been convicted of a crime. For you to put me on house arrest is punishment. to put me on a tracking monitor is also punishment. It's unconstitutional. And as one of the people, I'm standing on my constitutional rights. And I will tell you that there's so much exculpatory evidence that the prosecutor, I don't have any discovery. And the prosecutor
Well, we're gonna talk about that.
so much evidence in this case, that this case should be dismissed immediately.
Let's just stay on the track though. If you want me to change your custody status, that's what I would be looking for. Mr. Steggy, do you want to talk about that issue?
Only, I wish the court would not keep coming back to this. I mean, the law says there has to be a change in circumstances. This is no change in circumstances. The law is clear. You don't get special privileges if you're self-represented in jail. I would not like it to be the case that because he's now self-represented, he would have more of an option to be released.
He has no more nor less. What I will do is just remind him what the court's concerns were at our last hearing. And if there's a change of approach or ability or resources between that last hearing and sometime here before trial, I'll take another look at it. So let's move on. I've already told you, Mr. Hillegas, if this matter goes to trial, and if you need to be in a wheelchair, you're gonna have to let the court know, Mr. Steggy know, and we'll have a hearing outside the jury as to what the medical need is. Without that hearing and that permission, you're not to appear in court in a wheelchair. Again, I'm not picking on you. That's how the court rolls in civil matters and criminal justice matters. It's not a Roger Hillegas matter, right? Now, you mentioned discovery. So what is the status, please, of the discovery that the state otherwise would be required to produce to defense counsel? What's your understanding, Mr. Steggy, of where we are on that and what, if anything, is still owed to Mr. Hillegas?
So, in justice court, full discovery was provided through Mr. Hillegas' counsel. After he became self-represented, we made available to him a number of thumb drives containing discovery. Given our known defense known history, we both emailed him and mailed him saying, please come to the DA's office to pick up this discovery. That those thumb drives now have dust on them because the defendant never availed himself of
Well, now he can't. So how do we get it to him promptly at this point?
quite easily. Because he is an e-filer, his email address is known and he is served by in eFlex to his email address. We now can deliver discovery to an email address. So shortly that will happen. Now, to avoid any games that this case has been plagued with from the defendant, I would ask that he, before the court, tell you his email address so that we can avoid any shenanigans related to this.
Well, you need his email address and his eFlex. Well, if you file something with eFlex,
So not only did the DA use the term gobbledygook earlier in court on the record, but now he said shenanigans as well. I love this DA. I got to go on to our Nevada judges and see what other cases he's been on personally. This is awesome. He says gobbledygook from this guy. He says shenanigans from this guy. I love it. I love it. I love it. What is this idiot talking about? Well, I don't know. You're here. So what do you see? This is one of the things I love about sovereign citizens and frauditors and all these idiots. Like, look at you guys spending all day in this chat while I'm here all day making fun of you guys for being here, but I'm here too, so I guess I'm doing the same thing. Hey, I'm Superman and you're a bunch of douche canoes. You ever I think it was in my I think it was in my chat, my comment section, where he said something. And I thought it was funny because with him specifically, Rogue Nation, it's like when you say, like, when I say these frauditors are going around making everybody upset, and he goes, oh, poor babies. Okay, so the fact that I'm sitting here saying you have no empathy, no soul, that you're just a heartless, non-feeling, demonic entity from the pits of hell, and then you come out and say, oh, poor baby's got the feeling hurt. Nah. It's like, okay, prove me right more. Prove that you're just a bully more. Prove that you don't care about people's feelings more. Go ahead. Keep it up. All you're doing is proving me right. When I say you don't care about other people, and you say, oh, other people are, then you're just proving that I'm right. You don't care. You just care about getting paid, stealing taxpayers' dollars through your stupid lawsuits. That's the only thing that matters to you. You're a scumbag, and everybody knows it. I mean, I joke around, but sometimes I look at some of you frauditors and I think, you know, maybe the end times are coming and maybe you guys really are demons. Oh, I had an idea too. I mentioned this the other day and I'm thinking about, like, I might actually try and turn it into a sketch. But like with these sovereign citizens, when they say I'm not a person, they should say, ha, you just admitted you're one of these lizard people. Lock him up. He's not human. He's a lizard. Illuminati confirmed. And then just lock them in solitary and just leave them there. Because that's what you do with lizards. And just give them plates of cockroaches every day to eat. Oh, that'd be beautiful. I'd love that. Oh, yeah. And that's another part of it, too. By the way, Hezekiah, the bulls love your happy dances. That's right. Absolutely. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Frauditor Wrangler is a great Sherlock. Please don't bust me. Ha ha ha. All right, whatever. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is that we're gonna watch this, the rest of this, and make fun of this idiot. And Rogue Nation is a butterbrain douche canoe. So facts are facts. And that's the other thing too. Like, you guys like to come in here and insult people and then say, well, all you do is insult people. No. There's a big difference between insulting someone and stating a fact. I'm just stating a fact. You're a freaking idiot. You're butterbrain douche canoe with no empathy, no sympathy, no soul. You're just an inhuman shell of a man. I don't know what's inside there. It's definitely not love. You're definitely driven by hate. That's a fact. So have fun being a demonic entity that, you know, if there is a such thing as hell, have fun when you get there. Hope you enjoy it.
If he has an eFlex account,
Yeah.
he gets it, right?
Yes,
But you want to send him things that are not fileable. You want to just, like,
yes,
if he were in person, you'd hand it to him, or he could come to your office.
yes. For example, if we have any private defense counsel in here, we currently send them a link to Discovery to their email address. Now, I know that he has eFlex, and I've heard him complain on jail calls about eFlex. So rather than just, and I suspect it's the same email address, but I want him right now to affirm to this court what his email address to, or ask that the court do that. If not, I'll just send it to the email address that's on file with eFlex. And if he says he doesn't have it, this is the moment where he has the opportunity to tell me or you the true email address.
Well, so the idea is that they want to get this to you right away.
I object to everything he's saying. I'm asking for a paper copy printout of every piece of discovery that they have, because it keeps changing. It's changed over the last 40 years. Every time they realize that they're withholding evidence and I'm calling them out on it, they decide to give a little piece of evidence. It's changed so much. There's still so much evidence that they're withholding. Those are criminal acts. They're withholding evidence. They're tampering with evidence. They're tampering with witnesses. And
Well,
I need a paper printout of the copy. I don't have access to a computer. I don't have access to a law library. I don't have access to email. I don't have access to everything that he's saying, thumb drives, if he wants to provide me the discovery, they need to print the discovery out and provide it to me where I'm at. I'm in a cell. I'm in the cell 22 hours a day. I do not have access to a computer. I do not have access to a law library. I do not have access to a printer or a typewriter or any kind of way to do research. So I'm asking them to provide a printout of the discovery because it keeps changing and it's changed over the last 4 years.
Well, some of it I'm gonna assume is not printable. Some of it is audio or videotape. Is that right, Mr. Steggy?
Yes, and I'm grateful for my use of the term shenanigans because he jumped right to a shenanigan. There's no, our statutes on discovery don't entitle him to paper versus any other form. He has a right to inspect and copy the discovery. This is superior to any method. And so.
Superior to any method.
Well, the idea, so we give him paper, he's gonna engage in shenanigans saying I didn't get all the paper. We know it's in the court record that he has access to email because I showed in my motion, my second motion for gag order, that these Nazi-themed missives that he's sending are coming from an email through email correspondence between him and others. So email is the perfect format for discovery to occur. And I do not believe it would be appropriate for the court to dictate which that paper be given rather than electronic copies.
Well, here's the way I'm intending to handle this. The way I'm intending to handle this is to make sure that you have a tablet, computer access, law library access, and the ability to prepare for this trial. If there are issues remaining, when I see you in 2 weeks, and judge, whatever you've ordered isn't working, I'll look at making the district attorney's office print out every piece of paper that the law otherwise would require them to produce to you and have it hand delivered up to the jail. But I'm gonna let 2 weeks work to see if the email method works and the eFlex method works, because that is no different than what somebody who's not representing themselves or presenting themselves would have. And
I do not have access to eFlex. I do not have access to my internet. I do not have access to my email. I'm in a cell 22 hours a day without access to a law library.
well, here's the reality. Let's suppose
No
that
internet, no computer,
if you
nothing.
convince the court of that, if you
Okay. That right there. Right there. There you go. There it is. They don't listen. The judge just explained in great detail. The judge is going to order the prison to give him access to all of that stuff for 2 weeks. Well, I object. I don't have access to that stuff. They don't listen. He just spent 5 minutes explaining that he's going to make the prison give him access to that stuff. His response, but I don't have access to that stuff. So you didn't listen to a word I said, did you douche canoe? I couldn't be a judge or a cop because these people would be locked in my basement, hooked up to a car battery.
you convince the court of that.
So you're saying 2 weeks of the same. So I'm not getting out to go to a library. I'm not getting out to have access to a
Well, hold on. I would say
computer,
2 weeks of the same.
keyboard.
I'm going to assume the Washington County Sheriff's Office, I'll issue an order that the Washington County Sheriff's Office knows. Either they know right now because we have deputies here, or they'll know by the time, the next day or two when I get an order out, that you're representing yourself, that you're presenting yourself, and that I'm expecting them within, safety for you and others up there and themselves to make sure you have resources available to review information, send emails, and make filings.
all day long, not just for an hour.
That's not going to be all day long, but it's going to be for more.
My
Obviously,
waking hours?
I'm going to review some of the other approaches used in cases like this and come up with a reasonable?
A printer, a computer, a
I
laptop,
understand.
internet, so I can do research. I
I
can
got it,
access
but-
my email. I can't access my email. I cannot access eFlex
Well,
without a laptop, without a printer, without paper to do my research.
Mr. Stiggy, yeah.
I would suggest that a review of the law on this subject would be helpful. You know, I'm confident, and I'll try to prepare a bench memo for the court on this issue, but this isn't doesn't turn into a Burger King situation where you get whatever you want, right? Where the jail has to bend over backwards, or the court has to order special accommodations because the jail is used to it.
Let me just say this. Here's my mindset. Reasonable access in order to properly defend himself.
I agree.
Okay, reasonable access. Is that a clear line? No. Does it mean he has the ability to file things? Yes. The ability to access a computer, do internet research? Yes. Access to law library? Yes. But he also has to make sure he can access his email, and because the district attorney will serve things, distribute things to defense counsel that way. So, but right now I'm hearing from Mr. Hillegas that is limited or non-existent.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on a second. First of all, I just thought there's two ways that he could have avoided all of this. Number one, don't kidnap anybody. Then he wouldn't be worried about any of it. Number two, don't fire your lawyer who has all the discovery. I don't have discovery. He did. But you just let him walk not 10 minutes ago. Whose fault is that, douche canoe? Well, he doesn't follow my orders and file frivolous motions and do things that might get him disbarred because I told him to. Fine. So he takes your discovery, he walks out the door, and you're happy he left? You asked for it, douche canoe. Why do so many, all of these people, all of them, they make their beds and then they don't want to lie in them, right? I know it's cliche, but damn. They dig their own ditches, and then when they fall in the hole, they're like, oh, who put this hole here?
On many things, so we're gonna make sure that doesn't become an impediment to his reasonable ability to defend himself. But we're gonna drill down on it when I see you in 2 weeks and 1 day. Between now and then, I just have other matters I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna order this, Mr. Hillegas, that you make sure that if you're not comfortable stating this on the record, in open court and having this possibly played on the internet later, what your email address is, you can do, if you want to, tell us what it is. If not, when I go off the bench, I'm gonna have you, I order that you tell Mr. Stiggy what it is.
He has it.
Okay, well,
It's through eFlex.
no,
It's the email that's used on eFlex. He has it. It's the same email that they use on eFlex. It's sending me. It's my email. He's got it.
well, do you know off the top of your head what it is, Mr. Stiggy? Could you identify, and I'll ask Mr. Hillegas, is that the email he's referring to?
Once again, normally, and here's that pop-up I was telling you about again. I get from my passport, my 4 terabyte external hard drive, just pop it in my face for no reason. This is another perfect example of what I'm talking about. So, what happens now? These people are so stupid. Not just the frauditors. See, that's the thing. The sovereign citizens, the blanket, and you got the Moors underneath it, and the frauditors, and all of them, they all fall under the same category. But it's this argument, this idea, and you get it a lot. This whole thing, like he's saying right now, okay, We want to confirm your email address because we're not stupid. We've been dealing with you for months. If we send the stuff to your email address, we know exactly what you're going to do. I never got it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know that email address. I have no idea what you're talking about. I received nothing. There's no proof that anyone ever emailed me everything. No one ever emailed me discovery. I did not get it. That's why he wants to verify your email address verbally in court so that you and the judge and the DA and everyone are on the same page. But he won't do it. Oh, he knows. Okay, well, can we confirm it? Oh, no, he knows. Because he knows if he confirms it, then he can't use I didn't get it as an excuse later on. These guys are, oh, they make me so mad. I'm making a face and I already put myself on. Donkey Kong. Give me some barrels to throw at this guy's head. I hurt myself on that one.
Getting to it.
Okay. While he's doing that, let's go forward because we have more to talk about here.
Ew, the way you said that was not cool.
It's RHILLYGUS@gmail.com.
Right, is that the one you're using, sir?
Yep.
Okay, so we're good.
Hmm.
So let's talk about this June 27th hearing we're gonna have in 2 weeks to make sure that you're having reasonable access to technology and information to be able to defend yourself. If you believe that you're gonna need a trial postponement because trial is currently set for Monday, August 28th, I wanna hear if you're in a position by June 27th to know whether you're seeking a postponement to tell us. You can tell us on the record. You can file a motion, but if you know on the record by that time, you can tell us, Judge, yes, I'm gonna need a postponement. Or Judge, I'm gonna be filing a motion later today. Or Judge, I filed a motion yesterday and for good cause reasons. Mr. Hillegas, listen, I realize it's June and the trial is at the end of August. I know that's a short period of time. And we're not gonna do things that, because of the competency hearing and the delay, it's gonna work to your disadvantage. Now, I know Mr. Stagy's gonna say a lot.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. We're gonna have tasings for dinner. Oh boy, oh boy. We're gonna have tasings for dinner. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Blackheart Knight has given $2. Oh, he wants to see News Now Voodoo suffer. Hey, Blackheart, why don't we surprise him and have you hit the button at home and give him one of those kind of tasings?
Blackheart. Okay, Blackheart, listen. I don't know what you're up to lately. I have no idea what you're trying to pull. But I'm getting ready for Saturday, and you watch. Because on Saturday, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you good, buddy. I'm gonna tear you the limb. What the heck? What happened? Hess didn't even taste me. Oh, I'm getting sick. Wait a minute, Blackheart, are you behind this? Are you the reason I'm feeling random tasings every once in a while? No, that can't be. Hey, you know what? I don't believe it. Do it again. Let me see. Let me try. Let me see. Come on. I don't know. See? I must be hallucinating, man. There's no way. Yeah, no. See? Man, my spleen hurts. That's weird. I'm thinking it's For my recent surgery that I just Oh yeah!
Hey, don't tell Voodoo it works. It works great. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Blackheart Knight's secret tasing button that's hidden inside of Voodoo's spleen that he don't know about. We got to keep it a secret from him. Don't tell him if he shows up in the chat. Buttons are unconstitutional. Oh, Tase auditors laugh like hell is here. All right. Can I hit the like button without pretending things? I don't care what you do with it. Just hit it. Anyway, here's the last bit of the stupidity.
A lot of the delay was, imposed here by your actions. I'm beyond that right now. I want to make sure you have enough time to prepare. So give some thought to whether you're going to be asking for a postponement. You don't have to tell me now. You can give it more thought.
I keep wanting to go back to this court lacks jurisdiction, and there's all kinds of
Well,
scope.
we're going to have a hearing. We're going
This
to
case should be dismissed, Your Honor. You've got plenty of information in front of you that I have not committed a crime. There's no crimes committed here. There is no victim, and there's all kinds of exculpatory evidence, which includes a writ of
Kidnapping is a crime. The person you kidnapped is the victim. What the hell are you talking about? See, this is the thing. This is the thing. I get that this whole scam, and it is a scam, is basically there to get out of traffic tickets. That's why they get the fake license plates and the fake driver's license and all that nonsense. It's the people who are selling the fake licenses and the people who are selling the fake license plates. It's for them to make money. That's all it is. And for the people who fall for it, to not only give their money to the people who are making money off of their stupidity, but to try and get out of traffic tickets. But this guy is following literally the same script. Except for the whole, I'm not a vibrating antenna or whatever the hell he was talking about. How is that? And again, that's why I used, again, the Daryl Brooks thing. I know he wasn't a full softset and he probably just grabbed that from somebody in jail. But the point is, that was murder and he's using the same argument. This is kidnapping and he's using the same argument. This is the thing that they don't understand when we try to explain things to them. And that's why I like using cases like this and Daryl Brooks as an example. Because when you say, hey, you cannot trespass someone unless they've already committed a crime, then basically what you're saying is, I could walk into your house and as long as I didn't break in and commit the crime of breaking and entering, if trespassing in and of itself is not a crime, it's a secondary crime only, ever, then you cannot make me leave your house. No, but that's different. Not in your argument, it's not. You'll say that it's different because it's private property. But your argument is that trespassing in and of itself is not the crime. Trespassing is the result of the crime. So if I just walk into your house and I didn't commit a crime, then trespassing doesn't exist. Whether it's private property or public, according to your own argument, if you thought it out. So why am I bringing that up? Same method of thinking. Whatever the logic pieces that are falling into place in the wrong places that make sense to frauditors is the same method of thinking that makes the illogical logic make sense in the brains of the sovereign citizens. There's no victim is a traffic stop argument. I went through a stop sign, but I didn't hit anybody. There's no victim. But now, Hey, there's no victim. All I did was kidnap somebody. There's no crime. All I did was kidnap somebody. Like, what? It's the same argument. And that's the problem. When you start believing in these arguments, then they apply to everything. Now, again, they'll say, well, it doesn't. Well, if it doesn't, then why are people like this douche canoe doing it? Why was Daryl Brooks doing it? This is a dangerous philosophy because people who believe in it think murder is okay. Hence, those guys who killed those cops that they're making that movie about. That was that famous viral video. The cop pulls 2 sovereign citizens over, they get out and shoot the guy. Or that kid, unfortunately, who got killed for reaching for his gun because he was a sovereign citizen and didn't like the cops pulling him over. So even if there is clearly a crime, in this case, kidnapping, there's clearly a victim, the woman he kidnapped, he still is making the argument, there's no crime, there's no victim, I don't understand. Kidnapping is a crime. The person you kidnapped is the victim. How, why? That's why the DA is saying that this guy's full of gobbledygook and playing shenanigans. They need the DA and the attorney that just got fired and the judge to take turns playing Rochambeau with this guy.
Cert filed with the United States Supreme Court naming Amos Stakey and Christopher Hicks as perpetrators on RICO. And there's also right now a FOIA request. The federal government is looking into why I was unlawfully taken in LA and in Missouri under a Fourth Amendment violation, which is an illegal search and seizure without proper documentation for a search warrant or an arrest warrant.
Well, okay.
So when that FOIA comes through, it's going to be federal.
Well, here's my take on it.
And the investigation that's happening right now with the for-profit corporation known as the Washoe County Detention Facility and the Washoe County Sheriff's Office, for-profit corporations run by Mark Bello and Darren Balaam. They are under investigation for ADA violations and for HIPAA violations, and for Fourth Amendment violations, illegal search and seizure. And the United States, or the Nevada Supreme Court ruled in MAC back in December that anybody that does an illegal search and seizure loses any immunity, and they are personally liable and responsible. So that's what's being investigated right now. And so if there needs to be a continuance, I'm not asking for a continuance. I'm asking for this case to be dismissed. I'm asking to be released because I'm being unlawfully held and detained. Thank you.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This guy just keeps getting dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber. Oh. Again, this video is like a perfect bingo card video. He hits on so many points. Oh, lordy dotty. We likes to party. We don't never want to hurt nobody. Yeah. Thank you. Damn crows. They always get in here. Anyway, so here's the deal. So what did he just say? Right? Well, no, why need this case to get dismissed because illegal search and seizure and this and that and blah, blah, blah. This is another thing that all of these guys do. Frauditors do it a lot as well. Not just in court, but in general. This is a standard go-to for everyone under the sovereign citizen blanket. From the Frauditors, the Moors, all the way down the line. Hey, it's illegal for you to commit an illegal search and seizure. Well, no shit. That's why it's called illegal search and seizure. The problem is your definition of an illegal search is any search. What's going on with Voodoo? He's shaking over there. What's up? Blackheart, did you hit one? He hit the button again. He's sitting there shaking in the corner. That's funny. Anyway, what the hell was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, right? Like that's how it goes with these guys. In other words, okay, that's what I was gonna say. They'll always say, and they'll quote laws that again are real, right? You lose your qualified immunity or this or that or whatever if you illegally detain someone or if you illegally search someone. The problem is their definition of an illegal search is any search. Their definition of an illegal detention is any detention. It's like they don't believe that a legal search exists. They don't believe that a legal detention exists. Any search is illegal to them. Any detention is illegal to them. Well, you guys are under investigation for doing this, that, and the other. You're the one who filed the motions complaining about them doing these things. They're under investigation because you gave them the paperwork. It's not like there's this huge investigation. Like, okay, I'll give you an example of a real life example of when, if somebody was making that argument that they'd be right. Right before they shut down Alcatraz, there was an investigation going on because the warden at Alcatraz was legitimately mistreating the prisoners there. And had someone argued in court at that time, hey, there's an ongoing investigation about how bad you guys are treating your prisoners up there, they might have a point. But in this case, the active investigation is the one that he prompted by his stupid nonsense. You guys arrested me. That's illegal. You have to investigate the illegal arrest. Well, what was illegal about it? I told you it was illegal. Well, what about the 14th Amendment violation when you searched me? Well, okay. You do realize that you kidnapped somebody, right? And that's why you're here. And again, I get the jurisdiction thing, but again, not the way he's using it, not the way sovereign citizens using it in general, but the fact that this case does involve activity that he did throughout 3 states. So there are 3 different jurisdictions. But I mean, if he keeps pushing that hard enough, then they could just make him go to federal court and then have them lock his ass up for kidnapping. Because then they have jurisdiction over the whole thing, no matter what state it was in. But he's like, I have to file a complaint against this state for arresting me, and that state for trying to prosecute me, and this state. Well, it's because you were traveling with your kidnap. Like, if I kidnap someone and then drive, since I'm in Florida, if I kidnap someone and then drive to Georgia, it's illegal for the cops to do anything about it because I'm in a different state now? It doesn't quite work that way. You can't just get away with doing whatever you want if you just leave the state after you do it. Ugh.
Trial's at the end of August. Right now, you're like, that's great, but Judge, I'm going to be filing motions that are going to lead to this case being dismissed, so there's never going to be a trial. I get that.
I object. I don't file motions. I file notices and demand because this is I'm proceeding under the common law.
I didn't watch this all the way to the end earlier. There's the bingo, ladies and gentlemen. I'll hit it again. There's the bingo. What do you mean, Hez? You remember earlier when he was bitching and moaning and complaining about his court-appointed attorney wouldn't file the paperwork that he wanted to file? And I paused it and I said, I bet, I haven't seen the paperwork he's talking about, but I'm willing to bet that his lawyer didn't file it because it's some kind of BS nonsense. Well, now at the end, it just came out. He just said it. Okay, I get it. You're going to file a motion for this or that. No, Your Honor, I don't file motions. I file demands. Well, no wonder your lawyer wouldn't go along with it. You don't demand the court do something. You file a motion for the court to consider what you're asking the court to do. And if it's a reasonable request, then they will do it. I don't file motions, Your Honor. I file demands. Well, now I know why his lawyer wouldn't help him with those. Here, hand this to the judge. I demand you let me go because I said so. How about no? I don't file motions, I file demands. No wonder this guy can't get anywhere. They're going to look at that and say, I demand, okay, they're not even going to read it. It's trash. Use it for kindling. That's all it's worth.
And NRS 1.030, the common law. I am one of the people, and that's how I've expressed my status and my standing. I stand on the Constitution, and on my status as a natural flesh and blood living man. This is my court. I'm opening up a court of competent jurisdiction, and you lack jurisdiction in this matter. So this case shall be dismissed with a notice to dismiss because you lack jurisdiction. And when that, I will get that to you as soon as I get it from Mr. Prasad.
If I was the judge right there at this moment, if I was the judge at this moment, I would say, all right, well, that being the case, I would now like to reverse the decision I made earlier that you are competent and order that you are immediately moved to a psychiatric facility because you're a fucking nut. Exactly, Blackheart Knight. If it pleases the court, I demand the court kiss my ass. Oh, man. Holy crap.
Let me just finish the thought, and I'm going to move to another subject. In the event there are pending motions that have not been decided, the court will hear them and make decisions on them, hopefully from the bench on July 27th at the pretrial conference, if the case is still pending at that time. I'm not at this point going to take time and discuss any further things like voir dire, jury instructions, marking exhibits. If and when, we'll have a discussion on that at a later time. Custody status, I've already referred to. Technology at trial, we can deal with that later. Subpoenas for trial, we'll deal with that later. Hearing on cameras in the courtroom for any trial, I've told you that's an issue. We'll firm that up later if we get to the point where that trial is coming down the pike and close by. Standby counsel has been relieved of their obligation and their appointment for incompetency proceedings only. Mr. Hillegas, I just remind you, you're not to contact Mr. Hanty without going through Mr. Silverberg and making sure you reach out to him before you attempt any direct or indirect contact to Mr. Hanty. It's because he is his counsel, you have to go through him. The gag order motion that the state has previously filed, the court will set that for a hearing, and the motion to strike the two pleadings, the court will set that for a hearing. Whatever else you're going to file, if the court believes a hearing would benefit the court's analysis, I'll set it for a hearing as well. Mr. Steggy, the court orders the Washington County District Attorney's Office to promptly email the discovery that you previously were going to make available at your office to counsel, to Mr. Hillegas at the email that you have that he's confirmed the accuracy of. We'll take up at the hearing in 2 weeks and 1 day. If this is working, or if there are other things that the court needs to order. And the court does anticipate entering an order shortly, directing the filing office and notifying the Washington County Sheriff and the filing office of Mr. Hillegas's self-represented or self-presented status, and to make sure he has reasonable access to do things he needs in order to prepare for hearings and trial. I've already indicated that when he's in court, he can have his writing arm free, and if he's sitting there alone at table, he can have both arms free. That's really all I wanted to do today. I have to get to some other things that the court has to handle. Mr. Steggy, I'll hear from you if the court overlooked anything or any final thoughts, and I'll hear after that by Mr. Hillegas.
No, thank you.
Mr. Hillegas, anything else for the good of the order here?
I would like to make a record that the exculpatory evidence which is missing is a writ of habeas corpus filed in federal court regarding my mother, multiple Nevada appeals, the civil record, the whole record, the federal lawsuit that was filed for racketeering, and it was taken up to the United States Supreme Court as a writ of cert. I'd like that writ of cert. The Division of Financial Institutions, which was presented with a complaint that was investigated regarding the facility where my mother was being abused and neglected. The Nevada Attorney General has a complaint as well. The Nevada Ombudsman investigated the institution and found that they were deficient. My mother was hospitalized. We don't have anything from Stone Valley. The responding officer, Timothy Avila, on his body cam is reading
So after all that, now that it's pretty much over, he's going to start arguing the case? This isn't the trial. This was a competency hearing. Why are you arguing the case? You just said you don't have discovery, you don't have this, you don't have that, but now you're going to start arguing the case at the end of your hearing after it's done? What is wrong with these people? They are so stupid! Holy crap!
a protection order that was filed by me to protect my mother. That has not been presented as evidence. Nothing from Stone Valley has been presented as evidence. Her whole 3-year case file, all of her hospitalizations unnecessarily, all the medication that she was taking unnecessarily. This is just a thumbnail sketch of the exculpatory evidence that they're withholding. Their job is to look at a case and decide if they have reason to bring it forward. They have no reason to bring this forward. I have not committed a crime against my mother, against anybody. There's plenty of exculpatory evidence that will exonerate this case that's being withheld. I ask that that be investigated and brought forward and they can dismiss the case. Thank you for letting me make a record.
Okay. I'm not going to order the state to disclose, not disclose at this point. If later you believe that there is exculpatory evidence that the law otherwise required to be produced, you're going to have to file a motion, identify what it is, the state can respond, and I'll make a decision. That's how that works. If you think it's, I don't know what Mr. Steggy's response is or will be to what he's just heard or otherwise, but it's not the kind of thing we do at a hearing like this. All right, with that, I want to thank everyone for their time and attention today. I'll see you in 2 weeks and a day. Until then, the court's in recess, and you can expect a short order coming out with respect to reasonable access for Mr. Hillegas to have resources to defend himself. Court's in recess, everyone. Thank you.
All rise.
All right, so there's that. I'm telling you, the Hillegas trial is insane. It's been going on for a while now. This dude, see, here's the thing. And this goes to, empathy, right? Let's say that his mother was legitimately, because it has happened, it is a thing, it can happen. Let's say that the home that she was in was legitimately a crappy home, and that they were mistreating her and that she wasn't getting the proper care that she needs. Let's assume that all that is true. So the way you handle that is by going in the home, bringing her to your car, and then leaving. That's technically kidnapping. And then crossing state lines. And he had already been back and forth with his sister over this, fighting in court for years, and he lost. So I could see, again, if they were legitimately mistreating her, blah, 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 then, that's something that would be brought up during trial. But again, he's bringing that up in a pre-trial competency hearing. It's like, look, we're trying to figure out if you're somebody who actually believes in this sovereign citizen nonsense or a straight up nut. That's the point of this hearing. It has nothing to do with, well, here's the thing, David. His mother has Alzheimer's. So she might not even have known what was going on. We don't know all of the details, but again, that should all come out in trial, but it can't even get to trial because he's playing sovereign citizen games to keep delaying and delaying and delaying and delaying. And it keeps getting delayed. And this is the thing. We don't know. I'm not going to sit here and judge whether or not she was treated poorly in that facility, or his sister's argument, which is basically he was just trying to get his hand on the old lady's money, basically, is her argument. But whatever that is, we don't know, because all that is what's supposed to come out in trial, but it's not getting to trial because he's a sovereign citizen, so he keeps pulling out all this BS. And the court is still trying to sift through his crap. We just watched his competency hearing. It never stops with this idiot. You're dumb. You're so dumb. Oh, man. Well, what's interesting about that, and it's funny, too, because it's our Nevada judges, right? Our Nevada judges, in and of itself, it's just ironic, the irony of it. Our Nevada judges itself got on our radar because of Blandino. And way back, how did everything with Blandino start? When he kidnapped his own kids and was found guilty because his wife got custody. So he went to pick them up one day and then just never came back with them. Same thing here. He goes to hang out with his mom one day, never comes back with her. Just takes her with him up to California, across the state lines. So, I don't know, it's just weird that both of the big our Nevada judges' cases, now we got DeCastro there too. But the two big ones that we've been following for a while now, both have to do with family members kidnapping relatives. It's weird. Is that like a desert thing in Nevada? I don't get it. Oh, yeah. Anyway, it's been 3.5 hours. Thank you guys for joining me. I love you guys so much. Every morning is fun with you. My throat feels like I've been going inside of it with the cheese grater. I gotta go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for your support every day. Hip, hip, hooray. I love you guys. Oh, look at this. We got near record temperatures already. That's kind of amazing. So, in the meantime, I'll see you guys next time. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. And don't forget, I didn't mean to do that yet. Oh, yeah. It's a live show. What are you going to do? Oh, Yeah, I'm all shook up.